Finally, I have everything that I need. Thanks to that mad poet, I have the Necronomicon and a destination, finally, to locate the forgotten city of Neruzavin. This journey will be a long one, surely across land and seas both. But after all the effort that has been put forth, after everything I have attempted over the last few years, this is the victory lap. I will be denied no longer. The black stars beckon, and I will find them. I am Count Hasserton Lowls IV, and when I am done here, no academic throughout the inner seas will forget this name. Somewhere, deep within these sands, I will build history.
We're starting today's episode with cheers!
Cheers!
From Link 1429.
We can actually all... Wait, can we all get it together?
Look at
Cheers!
that. And AJ
Sorry,
needs to be
AJ.
left out.
Wait, now we all pretend like we can reach AJ. Cheers!
Just do the sound. I would stand up and run over there and tinky, but I would probably trip over
You
something.
break six
more
things,
than-
unplug 3 lights.
You
on
walk
the
over there,
camera.
you hear a crash, the stream ends.
We have priorities.
So it
We
makes
needed
it
to do
funny.
cheers.
Second to last episode of this incredibly long chapter of Strange Aeons. It's been so long, in fact, that I worry we have perhaps even forgotten why we're doing any of this in the waking world or in this strange dream. Weeks ago, in and out of game. Months ago, in and out of game. You set out to find Count Hasserton Lowls IV. What was, at the time, the previous employer of nearly the whole party. 4 of the 5 of you. Amnesiacs with no memory of your time working at Iris Hill under him and Melissa. You had boarded a ship, heading across the sea and down the Selin Passage, all the way to the distant nation of Taldor, the port city of Cassomir. As far as you can tell, the destination the Count was headed to meet up with a friend of his, an alchemist by the name of Miacnian Mun. That voyage is mostly complete. There is maybe a week left on this ship that has been your home for 2 of you, more than any other you can remember. Most of your memories now are this voyage. But it is now 2. And there was a second dream that you had sought. You learned the loss of your memories was a sacrifice of your minds, a trade made with a figure in the Dreamlands known as the Mad Poet. And that Lowls had brought a series of gifts, strange esoterica, from across that whole dimension to appease him and petition his aid. You hoped to do the same. So while your waking bodies made their way downstream, sailing towards distant shores, you spent your nights drifting all throughout the Dreamlands, collecting more than a half dozen of these same strange offerings. And now, you have them all. And your contact here in the dream, the only one who could help you find this mad poet, none other than, almost, Count Lowls himself. Or rather, a strange reflection of him. As we left off last week, You had slain Arknar, a moon beast warden of a prison on the moon in the dream. You recovered the second of 2 keys necessary to free Count Lowell's Echo, the King of Yellow, from his confinement. You have everything you need. Your journey, here in the Dreamlands at least, is almost at its end. Your pursuit of Lowell's down the Selin Passage almost concluded to pick up a new trail in Cassomir. All that's left now is to tie up loose ends and see, after all of this, if the mad poet is even able or willing to help you. You pick up in a room on the top level of the prison, surrounded by oversized, strangely shaped instruments of all kinds, and gathered around the bulbous, flabby corpse of Arknar. We go ahead and introduce ourselves, which is a thing that we do every episode and never forget.
I'm Marcus. I play Marius, the Ghoul Dwarf Ranger. And when a ghoul is sick, he loses all the color and kind of like looks normal.
The concept of it hit me when we were sitting down getting ready. It's like he looks really like awful. His color is so off. I'm so used to seeing that face.
Right now.
I'm so used to the face paint now.
I'm Colby. I play MD, our full-blooded orc rogue. And I got nothing to top that. I'm here.
I'm Sully, and I play Cammy, the itty-bitty gnomish witch, illuminated under the light of a T-posing lizard.
Greeny claiming yet another victim for his tally.
I'm his sidekick at the end of the day.
She's not playing Candy, she's playing Green.
I feel like I've came up with a conclusion. Like that thing is in charge.
It really is.
Is our glorious leader, this little chameleon.
My name is Brett. I play Reginald Sagacious Fox. And yeah, I'm here. It's going to be great.
The 4 of you sit around in this room, various states of wounded or offset from your battle. Near all of you having been overwhelmed by a blast of magic Arknar had released. Cammy, worst off of all, very gruesomely injured, confused, stupefied. 4. It's not just a little stupefied. That's the big.
It's a lot of stupefied.
That's a lot of stupid up there.
A lot of stupid in a little body.
Yeah, right. A little body can only take so much stupid.
You're not in silence, of course. The wailing of the pipe machine in the room outside is ever present, carrying through the air, shrill, piercing, and unsettling, making any rest here uncomfortable, but at least for now, safe. There doesn't appear to be any other way up to the 3rd floor save for the staircase that the 4 of you had ascended, and no other way into this chamber save the single door through which you had entered. If there is a more defensible place in the prison, you haven't found it.
Well, Cammy's just gonna kind of take a knee. Just kind of, like, crawling her way back over to where she thinks Greeny is, like, feeling out in front of her. Just like, oh! Just holding her head in pain. Just the room spinning.
If we can take 10 minutes, I can kind of help. Like at least, what was it, once per 10 minutes? I can do it for one person.
You can just, if you want to start treating her, you can definitely just start treating her. Yeah. You can just do that.
Do I have to choose one of these things to roll, right? With my...
Well,
that's battle medicine specific.
You can basically treat the whole party. It is technically regular medicine too, but you guys are like 11. Yeah. Well, at this point, I think we're kind of a little beyond rolling individual medicine checks for every 10 minutes. Especially when you seem to have murdered or run off almost literally everybody in the prison. I'll just go ahead and tell you, there's no issue of time here. No one's gonna come upstairs and jump you. You are the only living creature still in the western half of the Black Shores facility.
So
You have all the time you need.
Marius is gonna like still a little bit
Mostly
shamefully like wait for you guys to leave the like tiny back room, and then he's gonna sample what giant moon slug tastes like.
Well, it sounds like she's sitting down. That's true. There are 2 prisoners downstairs, so there's people in cells who are terrified and have no weapons. But
Well, you know
Oh,
what?
good.
One of them's not a good person. The other one doesn't want to leave. So
while you're feeling this urge, Marius, or at least this curiosity, you see Reginald really sitting down to start helping bandage up Cammy where she was just smashed by Arknar here. It seems like it's going to be some time before you have a room to yourself.
Oh, I thought are we all staying in the back room and not moving into the room with the...
Well, the big room is where the horrifying noise is very loud, so I kind of assumed you were
Just
staying in the
close
less
the
awful
door.
I
room.
can't see
Yeah,
read it
but
right
like-
now. Not like reliably.
soundproof the door.
So how much am I able to heal her?
Don't worry about it.
Just yes?
Yes.
The answer is yes? Okay. What about me too?
You do.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no,
You-
don't
you-
worry.
you're
I'm
ward
gonna like
medic. You
reach
can-
out and
You can
try
treat
and
everybody in here.
Okay.
I'm gonna reach out and be like, is everybody okay? And I'm gonna try and cast lay on hands on like. I imagine that it's like if she found a box in the room, she'd be like, I got you. Just room totally spinning, like
you're
about to throw up.
You're stupefied 4?
Yes.
So I'm just like, listen, there's definitely something else wrong with you. I'm definitely going to help you with your wounds and things, but
Stand still.
you don't
I'm
need to...
getting backlash from her stupefied. I know she's stupefied for.
You can you can feel. Can you imagine what an empathetic mental link
that's
to
funny.
stupefied 4
I
feels
mean-
like? This is the Pathfinder 2 equivalent of having a -8 to all of your mental stats. So just fun game fact, because actually changing your core stats was really annoying to track. Drained, clumsy, stupefied, and the strength one, enfeebled, were introduced to do the same thing while being just like a simple effect that doesn't actually mess with your stats. So this is 4 is 4 modifiers. This is equivalent to a -8 to your intelligence, your wisdom, and your charisma. Like, you are dumb.
Yeah.
This is taking an average person and putting them below the intelligence of a dog. That's because the average is 10.
I'll
Dogs
get to
are like
everybody
4.
else. Don't worry.
Stand still.
Nope.
Stand still.
She's
You
still
should
smarter than me.
You should close your eyes for a few minutes. Let it take care of you. I'll take care of them.
Oh no.
Okay.
That does remind Marius of some of the events of the fight, and I'm gonna go over a little bit quietly while Cammy's being treated. And I want to try to pick her pocket to take her gun away.
He won't let you. He won't let you.
Make me a thievery check, good
No.
sir.
And then I'm gonna roll a bite
That's
check.
cock. That's cock.
It's a cocked, but it's cocked. It's on a nat 1.
How cocked is it? We have a test for this.
You do it.
What's the test?
You put another die on top of him. It
Seems
doesn't say
cocked.
it's cocked.
Yeah, if you can't set another d20 on top of the d20, it's cocked.
That's a 7, which thievery, right?
Yes.
24.
What's your perception DC? So perception plus 10.
-4.
-4, because you're stupid.
Somebody, where?
Perception
DC.
stupid.
So 19 plus 10, so 29 minus 4, 25.
25.
Get so wrecked!
25.
I'm stupid as heck, and you still can't steal from me.
Even in her adult state, maybe it's just the unpredictable wiggling and flailing. Cammy, you would feel Marius's clawed hand reach into your overalls. Where
You freak! Get out! Go! Greenie, sick him!
Watch her gun. She was waving that around like crazy during.
Where did
she
that go?
Pointed at me. I don't think she should be
Try and just stay
Messing with that
calm
right now.
while I'm doing this, please. You're kind of freaking out right now.
I
Nobody
got-
else
I
needs
got-
help. You need help.
No.
Don't worry about
What?
helping.
We have some help. A hero point from Nebula 315. Here, bestie. Arcadis has shown me the one he top decked here. You'll appreciate
What
this.
is this? Press on. Oh!
Very appropriate. Might want to hang on to that one for a minute. You know,
Yeah,
in case
man.
it's relevant.
Oh, how nice! Ooh, that is a good one. Thank you. Thank you.
But
Okay.
as Reginald works through the flailing child
At
response to
some point, just go over and just restrain her. And you've got to calm down.
We're under attack.
No, we're not. We're not under attack.
To
I
calm
wish
down
I
my
need something
head.
to sedate her, just to calm her down.
I'll bite.
There is no calming her down.
Ah.
Maybe she's still got some of her drugs on her.
do you?
This is an op. Right here. Holy cow. What is happening over there? I think that you told me that I ate them all. Unless here's the question.
All right, you just
Was
ate them.
my dream blunt within the equipment that I regained after I lost all of it in the prison? That is the answer to whether or not I still have drugs on me.
Did you have the one from Quaviandra's?
Yes.
Damn.
The snack.
That I
yes.
took a bite out of, put it in my pocket, because I was trying to figure out how to reduce stress.
Teeth marks and all that would be with your things. They didn't. I mean, they
I would
kept
definitely
your
have
stuff.
picked it up again.
Then yeah, you would have it.
I do have drugs then. That's the
On sale now, Cammy's Dream Blunt.
Got a big chomp taken out of the air. She just bit through like the paper wrapping and everything. Just unpleasant. But with some effort, Reginald is able to take some time to patch you all up. He is quite good at this, and it doesn't take him more than a half hour to bring you all up, at least as far as injuries are concerned, to top shape. And I'm not sure you have anything you can do about.
Stupefied?
The
No.
stupid.
That's what I was looking
That's
at. I was checking for that.
Those stupid.
I can help with fear and a few other things.
So
but-
unfortunately, while her wounds would be healed and Cammy I imagine after the beating you took, the huge bludgeoning damage, the giant meaty fists of this thing, you would be looking almost like the full body cast cartoon character here, with limbs just sticking out, bound up, because it was blunt. It was blunt. It was bludgeoning. You were just like crushed and smashed.
Oh yeah.
But you're surprisingly pain-free after that. Still stupefied, but better.
I think you need to sleep this one off. You need to sleep this one.
Oh,
Rest whenever the time comes.
I heard you.
Okay. All right. We need to go get what? 2 prisoners? Are we all good? Everybody else is good?
I'm great.
She's not great.
I like to imagine Cammy's people are just like,
Just so cute.
Hold-
It's like when somebody's like really drunk but trying to pretend like they're
right.
sober.
Right.
no
It's like-
thoughts.
Like, hold on,
behind
hold
those
on.
eyes.
I feel so good.
I checked, like,
Watch her
your
try to
eyes are
walk.
extremely dilated.
Huh?
And you are sweating profusely.
But you said
Yes.
sweating.
Take care of us. Stay close to us.
Yeah. Okay. I'll hold your hand.
Okay, all right. This is just like awkward.
I'm waffling. For sure. Let's be
Somebody
clear.
get the child.
It's like here. I moved here. Just hold on to my arm.
Okay.
There it is. Okay. All right. This is weird.
Her mind is super addled.
Yeah.
No, it's just
Like,
alive.
really, really bad.
Yeah. A lot of times rest can fix these things, but we don't really have a place to rest here. So we need to go get. We're all good. We need to go get basically our 2 prisoners. As we're grabbing both of them
Yes.
Get them out.
and getting out of here. Okay. And all right. You good?
Yeah.
Just walk with me. That's all I need you to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I,
Don't over freak out about
No,
anything.
we're not freaking out.
We're
I'm
all
fine. Yeah, I'm
patched
fine.
up, taken care of.
Are we going back to the dragon now?
We will in a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
If
Okay.
only we could
That's good.
transfer her ailment over to the count. into the sound where we can hear him talk.
Yes.
And as you lead Cammy and the rest of the group back out into the room where you had briefly faced down with the instruments of your torture before they fled. Cammy, make me a will save out of -4 because you're dumb.
Okay.
Because you're dumb.
Well,
10.
10 on the die, so it'd be 25. -4,
As
25.
the doors open back up and you step back out of this area, you hear this rebounding screaming, the product of these pipes, this strange instrument in the floor in a whole new light, and it is terrifying. You are also frightened.
Oh, good.
Where? Can I go over there and try and like turn it off?
I think you tried that before, and it didn't seem like there's any
There's-
obvious way to do that.
Yeah. He's a real music aficionado. He doesn't turn off his music ever.
Now, it's just echoing through the
There
room.
has to
You
be
are
a
you are
source.
frightened one. Now, normally this would go away at the end of your turn, but as long as you can still hear this machine, you will continue to stay frightened one.
Oh my gosh, there's something in there. I'm like
Okay,
fighting to stay in the room with the blob thing.
We're gonna have to run through it. We'll get.
No!
Are we all good to go?
Over.
Nuh-uh!
I'm gonna walk over and just pick up Cammy.
It's got me!
Right.
That's it. You're safe. That's MD. He's taking you to a safe place. Oh gosh.
Cammy, I need you to calm down before I knock you
I'm
out.
so freaked out right now. What? Wait, why did you...
I know
what?
you are.
It would take
It's not-
so
that's
long for you to
so
knock
not
her
fair.
out.
It's
I
so
just
not
healed her.
fair. You can't do that to me.
I'm getting a
I'm just
lot
scared. You can't be mad at me.
I'm not mad at you. I'm worried that you're gonna hurt yourself.
I gotta be honest with you.
Oh
I'm
gosh,
very
it's
happy
so
that
loud
how
in here.
strong she is and how much she helps us. She's not gonna be a good hang. It's just to go like hang out, go to like a tavern or a bar or something would not be great with you. That's you're very worried. Like
He's talking crap
You're not a-
about me right now.
you're not. This is not a good.
She's like
gonna let
holding
him do that?
holding her
Are you gonna let him do that?
Cradle the
right,
baby.
right
Be
now.
cooler.
Are
Yes.
you gonna let him talk to me like
Yes,
that?
right now, yes.
You
I'm
get
so-
to
I'm
I'm
the
just
bottom
speaking logically. That's
of
it.
the stairs.
Of course.
Do you guys
I'm gonna
hate me?
shout, "Give me 5 minutes," and I'll do my thing in the back room, and then I'll meet up
As
with
you
you.
get to the top of the stairs, and Mario shoots back into the room
We all know what he's doing.
to sample the delicious moon meat of Ark.
I want to.
Pat Cammy on the
As
head.
as you are holding Cammy, I want to be like just outside the door whenever you come back through, after you like have eaten for what 5 minutes or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something.
Table
Is
manners.
As you lean down, drawn into this, and you bite into this creature. Its flesh is odd, or as bulbous as it looks. It's not really that fatty. It's surprisingly solid. It would better be served to be called swollen, perhaps.
Oh.
All across its body. As you rip into this, immediately you feel, or rather experience, a strange flood of memories that are not yours. Sounds, smells, feelings. It's difficult to parse, but it almost makes a strange interwoven chorus, song of sorts. And suddenly, the screams in the other room coming out from the pipes start to harmonize as it hits your ears. Maybe a will save.
Oh no.
Is this fear?
No.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh, no.
That's an 8 for a 27.
You are a stupefied one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, baby.
I got a question.
I have an answer.
I have this gold buckled baldric.
Uh-huh.
I resisted fear earlier when we walked into the room,
You
right?
did.
Would that
It would
charge
be
it?
charged, yes.
So I can use that now to cast a charge of it.
Yes, you could.
I want to use it to cast restoration on her to reduce her stupefied by 2.
That would be smart.
Yes.
It's a good use.
Yeah. As I'm just holding her, like the baldric, I've been wearing this entire time. It has never triggered once for me. It glows a little bit. I was like, oh right, Trey explained this to me, and just kind of put my hand up to her head.
Oh, that feels good.
You're still stupefied too.
You're
but-
stupefied 2, for those watching at home, is less than 4. By 2, by half. It's a big difference.
Oh, that felt so. Can you do that again?
No.
Oh my gosh.
And the glow, that faint shimmer, fades out from the baldric across your body. Upstairs, you're hearing this song. It's oddly beautiful, captivating, even. Distracting enough to, after a couple of bites, almost stop you from feeding entirely. As you hear more of this tune overlaid with voices. Female voices that you'd heard briefly before. They're not human. They're not speaking common either. It's an overlapping series of very harsh, hissing, scathing sounds, seemingly almost without vowels. But you understand it. They're discussing the song, the instrument used to create the melody of screams. Do you keep eating?
I feel like I would have known that this immediately feels wrong. But now I'm curious.
But does it taste
and
good?
I might let the ghoul say yes. So I'll take another bite.
Maybe a will save.
Feed your
But
inner
you're
ghoul.
-1 from your stupefied.
Really quick. With
Whoa!
Whoa!
advanced first aid, this says I can basically help with frightening, being frightened or sickened condition. Is that stupefy? Sickened condition?
No, sickened is its own
Sickened is a
condition. There's a condition called sickened,
Okay.
which is like you're literally nauseated.
Right.
So it's a 5.
Okay.
So
Stupefied 2.
okay.
Down to 2 helps a lot. Oh, you're a 2.
You can feel yourself getting dumber.
Oh,
Feel
But-
yourself.
I'm gonna
Just-
try to steal your gun.
This sound that you hear, you almost... your view of the world almost fades. It's not like you're blind. You can still see, but it's like your brain isn't even processing the signals that your eyes are giving it anymore. Everything is suddenly sounds and thoughts. Thoughts that aren't yours. Thoughts that you can feel, that you can experience, that you can read around you, but they're decidedly not yours. They're not intermingling. It's not like you're losing track of who you are. It's just like you can hear these thoughts as clearly as if they were spoken words. More conversation, more discussion, more tweaks, more changes to the melody, to the song. The screams in the other room are beautiful. And then clashing steel battles. A different kind of screaming, not of pain or of agony, but of exertion, of war. And then a very different kind of melody interwoven. You are sated, of course, my ghoul friend. And as you stand from this a few minutes later, you perceive the situation of this prison completely differently, as the memories of Arknar intermingle with yours.
Oh, there's something wrong with that meat. That doesn't. Oh, I think I'm finally just gonna be like, okay. Sounds really nice out there, so I'm gonna stop with this because I think I'm still not so stupefied that I can tell that something is very strange.
You're stupefied too. You still got a brain. You're functionally like -4 to your mental stats equivalent for thinking about it.
Stop there and try to head back to and not be too distracted by this wonderful music.
MDs without a hero point. Change that. Hiroku-san. Hero point for our orc man.
It's changed.
It's changed.
As soon as it's changed.
Are you waiting at the bottom of the stairs for Marius, or are you heading into
I was
solitary?
waiting for
the
Marius
rest
to
of
come
you?
out of the room.
Distract though. Yeah, we'll wait for Marius. I have a kicking child with me.
As you try to calm the baby away, a few minutes pass, a few more, and then eventually, finally, you see Marius coming down the stairs.
I wanted to
Walking
talk to him like privately.
strangely lightly and with a odd look on his face. The blood of this creature streaked down from his lower jaw, smeared across his neck and even his shoulders where he dug in.
Mars, we know you do that. Why do you do it like in private? Did somebody tell you like it's gross or something?
I
you
just
ashamed
figured
of
I'd
it?
spare you, some of the details.
I mean,
you don't need to. It's
I
like you
know.
don't want to hear people chewing. And I figure this is kind of worse. There's going to be some, like, squelching sound.
To be honest with you, I'm a fox man. You know, I can eat weird things sometimes that catch people off guard. My stomach's different, but I mean, you don't need to be different.
I mean,
Or like,
It's okay.
I think
Did you realize how good the music sounds right now?
no,
No.
it's still pretty atrocious.
And this is, again, just like overlapping, echoing screams. Screams of agony and pain and torture. There is no music to this. It is horrible. It is unsettling. It is antithetical to
the
existence.
worst supermarket music in the world.
Can I do like a little body assessment to kind of see if like he's messed
I'm
up?
gonna
or
give you.
anything?
I'm gonna give you that's odd. Marius does not look right.
That's
It's
odd.
like
Okay.
he's-
That's odd works with people and
He has
also
now entered. It's the room. He has now
Rooms.
entered the room. He
And-
is now the oddest thing in the room.
there's something different about you.
Hey,
It's not really funny,
Let's not eat any more weird meat we find on the moon.
You know, and to be fair
That
about
might
that
be a
whole
good
thing,
idea.
it does kind of look gross right now.
Yeah, but actually, what did it do? You said you like the music now?
Yeah, I feel like I understand it now. Like I can appreciate it. Like the screams are like harmonizing, and I can hear like the voices
After you
of
ate the meat.
everybody, and yeah.
That's not funny.
No, I think there's something to that. I don't know what it is though. I don't know if it even is important.
I don't. I
It's like
think
it kind of took the essence of the.
I think the meat might be imbued with the same things that you guys were all feeling during the fight.
I don't
Feels
think,
good.
I don't think it sounds like music, so I don't think that's true.
No, it's just Marius. Yeah, no more moon meat.
Yeah, it seems like it poisoned his brain of some sort of trip he's going on.
Tammy, how are you feeling?
How far down the
I'm
stairs
okay.
before?
I keep going.
It's
Keep going?
immediately after we step off the stairs that sound disappears, right?
It's when so you come to the bottom of the stairs, and it's kind of the intersection where you have the solitary wing and you have the door that leads into where you met Arsophelius. That landing is still clear. As soon as you walk past like the corner of the wall where it is solitary, sound drops out instantly.
Okay.
I'm ready. I can keep going.
All right, let's go get
Yeah.
our kids out and then walk out of prison.
MD, I imagine, or Reginald,
I
probably
like your
one of the
courage.
two sane ones in the party, has these two key rings here with the green and the yellow diamond studs on each of them. As you step across this threshold again, everything drops away. As soon as you can no longer hear this chorus of screams, you're no longer frightened. You're back to just stupefied.
Just stupefied.
First that you pass is the cell with Lysandro in it, the administrator of Briarstone Asylum, who doesn't look like she's really moved at all. Still just sat in the corner, staring at the ground.
Oh, can't even talk.
Yeah,
Can't even talk. I motion at the door.
Oh, that's right. I was like-
I point at you, point at the key, motion at the door, and this.
The two of you touch these crests to these small indents, and there is a brief green glow from one and yellow from the other. As you can't hear it, but you can see this massive metal bar physically shrink. It doesn't pivot, it doesn't unlatch, it doesn't move. The bar itself gets shorter, just regressing until it is the width of the door itself, no longer blocking it from swinging.
Gonna open the door, take a step inside slowly towards her.
It swings open, of course, in complete silence, and you see MD step into small cell. Eventually, you enter Lysandro's field of vision. She still sat, knees up to her chest, chin almost just resting. You see her eyes just slowly raise up until they meet MD's. Her expression is strangely blank. No fear, no surprise, just staring. She doesn't stand up or move.
I'm going to get down on one knee in front of her and this eye contact. Like, is there any like response at all? Like, I'm looking for like, is she just blank mind or is there's she in there?
Her eyes follow you as you come down. Her almost unblinking gaze somewhat unsettling, and as you look at her, she jolts a bit forward, her mouth moving, saying something.
Kind of stand up and just reach my hand down
She just looks at it,
and then motion at the door.
looks back up into you, and you see her look like she repeats the same thing. Fervently, she's desperately trying to say something.
I'm gonna reach out and grab her and pull her up to her feet.
She doesn't resist. You easily pull her up and out towards the door, towards the rest of the party. Reginald, you would, like we talked about this briefly when we came in here before, maybe recognize this face from portraits hanging in Briarstone Asylum, perhaps, but had probably never met the woman herself. But certainly you lived in Thrushmoor, and with your career would at least recognize the administrator of the asylum. But ragged as she is, unkempt and frail, gaunt, very thin, she looks like a completely different person than even the last time that the three of you had seen her, in very different circumstances. Very much questionably even alive.
I'm gonna walk out of Solitude. I'm not worried about that. I'll just point at Reginald, just point that way. And get out, and when we can hear each other, we'll worry about the King of Yellow later. He's a pain.
The man in rags. The faceless mask. The crone. The man in rags. The faceless mask. The crone.
Tattered man?
The man in rags. The
Tattered man.
faceless mask. The crone.
Well, okay, yeah.
The man in rags. The faceless mask. The crone. The man in rags. The faceless mask. The crone.
She's not okay.
No, this echo is broken.
trying
Well,
to
the
think.
man in rags is gone.
I think I can help her with fear. I mean, so like I'll do.
She doesn't. I mean, she seems extremely off, but not necessarily afraid. You want to make me, this would be, I suppose, this would be an occultism check. This is decidedly occultism.
Yeah, that's my biggest modifier. I got.
Oh, that's all pretty good.
That's a 40.
This is not Administrator Lysandro. This is the echo of Administrator Lysandro. This is a fragment of her mind that has just been splintered off by whatever events probably happened at Briarstone.
And this is because of the dreamland we're in. You know, she is somewhere else, basically like us. Her real body is
she's
somewhere else.
dead.
Or she's dead. Oh, you guys killed her?
No, we couldn't save her.
Oh, but she died.
The man in rags, the faceless mask, the crone,
Man in rags, which is the tattered
the
man.
man in rags,
The faceless
the
mask.
faceless mask,
The other two.
the crone.
The faceless mask is the guy we met in the dreams. The dude in the robes.
It's
I will, just to see if it calms her down. I wish I had my spells, but I don't. I've used them all. But I will, just to calm her down. I go in one of my other little coupling things. I have like this other kind of ointment that I use that kind of like between mixing with that and plus my own little thing, and that helps like I put it like on her temples to like almost like tiger bomb vibes, like putting it on her
Okay.
temple to like help if there is any fear or anything like that. I think it helps with like fear or
She
sickening.
doesn't resist or anything.
Yeah.
But even as you're doing it, she just continues to repeat.
Yeah.
The man in rags, the faceless mask, the crone.
That's all we could do here.
Like, you don't get the sense that it's
Yeah.
helped.
Okay.
Cammy,
yeah.
desperately trying to think through the stupid and desperately fishing through her own notebook
Yeah.
at the table. She turns down to you and literally kneels down to be more to your level. And just puts her hands on your shoulders. Not abruptly, but not urgently. No firm grip or anything. The man in rags. The faceless mask. The crone.
No, I know. It's the...
And you... It's unsettling, and you're trying really hard to understand this, and this takes you back, of course, to Briarstone. Last week, we got a wheel that I tried to give you via surrendering Moonbeast,
No.
and you just killed him anyway.
Yeah.
The T-posing lizard. So, it's still here. So,
You're so nice.
with the first half of this wheel, this is a weirdly clarifying experience.
Yeah.
As you look into her eyes here and think back to those 3 figures in the multicolored mist when you met her,
Yes.
you are no longer stupefied at all.
Oh! Get it out of here.
Here you go.
Yes!
I'm gonna end that.
Pass it.
Marius can take that.
You can
card.
have
Yeah.
it.
And you remember what you had fought in her office. You had fought
Yes.
an image of the tattered man in the mist. You had fought an image of that mask, that faceless mask, that figure you had seen in your dream adventures now. And that third, the hunched over old woman
Yeah.
that still you don't recognize. Man in rags, the faceless mask, the crone.
I know, it's the... It's those same 3.
The man in rags, the faceless mask.
But are these the people that actually killed her
No.
originally?
When we first found her,
Yes.
it wasn't her. She was already gone. She was spewing out this
She was a
mist,
conduit.
and there were visions, and it's those 3: the man in rags, the tattered man, the faceless mask, who you guys,
Yeah.
and the crone is.
We don't know.
There was like an old, like hag
Hmm.
or witch.
And that they had nothing to do with each other, or they knew each other?
They were all in this mist that
Yeah.
was just pouring out of her.
They're all
The
connected.
man in
somehow.
rags, the faceless mask,
The other
the
thing to
crone.
think about too is she was in darkness for a long time and wasn't able to speak. That can make people go mad.
I mean,
This is the only thing she's been thinking about.
I mean, she's also not her.
Correct, that too.
So she's just a fragment of personality.
And she stands back up, just looks towards MD, and cranes her neck up quite a bit. The man in rags, the faceless mask, the crone.
Oh, I'm gonna reach in my bag. I'm gonna pull out one of the, like, it's not even really a book. It's like a folder with loose paper in it. From back in the asylum. This is the 3 things she's talking about. This really rough sketches of what he just showed us on the thing.
And you pull that
It's-
out, her eyes just go wide as she looks at it. And she doesn't point, she puts her hand up, like feeling the paper. The man in rags, the faceless mask, the crone. The man in rags,
Yes.
the faceless mask, the crone. The man in
Yes.
rags, the faceless mask, the crone.
Yes.
The Briarstone witch.
Yes?
The man in rags, the faceless mask, the crone.
The Briarstone Witch.
The Briarstone witch.
The crone?
The man in rags, the faceless mask, the crone. The man in rags, the faceless mask,
There's a
the
4th.
crone. The man in rags, the faceless mask, the crone.
I'm trying to think, I guess we're talking to them also too, is there a specific order, the reason why she's saying those things? Is that when you guys dealt with them? Is that the order of how that was?
I guess it's sort of
she's
the
trying to
order in which we've encountered them. I mean, we've encountered 2 of these and not the last.
And she kind of
So that means she might be also warning us for what's
balls
next.
up her hand to just a single finger and presses it into the page on the sketch of the hunched over old woman. Briarstone witch.
There's
The Briarstone witch. The Briarstone witch.
What's the same?
the crone and the Briarstone witch.
Oh, got it.
Out above the table was the Briarstone Witch wasn't the person we fought in the cave, right?
No.
No.
No,
it was,
Daredella was
Daredella.
just some druid.
Okay.
She had ties to the cult, but wasn't from the area and just been a traveler.
The Briarstone
It's been
Witch is
some
from
time.
As she's saying, I'm like, well, what is it? What about them?
The man in rags, the faceless mask, the crone. The man in rags, the faceless mask, the crone.
I wish I had silenced the spell. Make her be quiet.
Put her back in the.
You can move about
Oh,
3
gosh.
feet. Yeah, you can do that.
No, I don't want to do that.
Turn
Yes.
her off and on.
Cool. We understand. Don't know exactly what she's trying to tell us, but Briarstone Witch.
There's probably something she's either recounting a traumas that she has gone through, or she's trying to.
I mean, you, Reginald, would certainly. You live in Thrushmoor, like,
Right.
you would know about the Briarstone Witch. This
Yeah.
is like the most prominent local folklore that exists. Right. Thrushmoor now is a different Thrushmoor than what once was when the city just
The
had
vanishing.
that.
vanished.
I had that dream. About one time back when Reginald first joined us, his first dream, I got separated in a dream, and I had a dream of a different Thrushmoor. With that blonde, I cannot remember her name.
I don't know if you got one.
Ariana.
Huh?
He did.
I did. We did. I just don't remember. That's Colby. That's on Colby. But I did, out of vague memory, sketch a picture of her. Dita sketches pictures of everything. And I'm gonna ruffle for that somewhere and hold it to Lysandra. Do you recognize this lady?
And you pull out the picture of Ariana in front of her. Briarstone Witch.
That's what I thought.
But that was years ago.
Years ago.
The Briarstone Witch.
And I
The man
saw
in rags, the faceless mask, the crone.
the Briarstone.
The Briarstone Witch.
Ariana.
Did you guys take care of her?
No. Saw her.
She's
Years
still.
ago.
She's
She should be dead.
the witch.
Yes.
Thrushmoor vanishing was quite some time ago.
Yeah.
It was well over a century at this point.
I don't know.
Time's definitely measured in triple digits.
Yeah.
Anyone from that time, I mean,
Is there an elf?
there's certainly races that have very extensive lifespans. What you met looked like a human woman, and what you saw in the mist looked like a human woman. What you sketched, both of these. I mean, of course, it only goes so far as Reginald of all people would know.
Yeah.
There's no chance I'm old enough, is there?
There is. I mean, gnome lifespans are not exactly finite in the traditional sense.
Yeah.
Forget everything and you can live forever.
Everything keeps being exciting forever.
Yeah.
They'll never naturally die.
Oh,
Does it seem like she's trying to warn us of something, or like she's just going crazy?
She's scared out of her mind.
jeez.
Right. Which that's what I'm thinking. But is it like is she also trying to tell us something, or is she
And
asking
rags.
about it?
The faceless mask, the crone.
Where are they?
The man in rags, the faceless mask, the crone.
She has
I know.
these things to say. All right. Let's go get the man in yellow. That's in there.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go get him. Prepare yourself. You're not gonna like him.
Can I
I
try
already
one more
don't
thing
like
real quick?
Yeah.
Oh.
I want to grab your sketchbook. Because when we first defeated the tattered man, then we unmasked him, and it looked a little like easy.
During the fight, you had seen that face.
So I want to pull up. I'm certain that you would have a portrait of EZ. And if she
Somewhere.
can,
I have a whole
Among
book
your
of
great
yeah.
mounty
Oh, you
sketches.
come on.
But showing that to her,
If she can recognize Ariana, just wondering.
she would look at it and just look back up between the two of you. The man in rags, the faceless mask, the crone.
Do you know who this is?
The man in rags, the faceless mask, the crone.
It's not the same.
No.
The man in rags, the faceless mask,
All right.
the crone.
Okay.
Oh, I just feel like there's something else that we can do.
Possibly. MD or Marius, if you guys want to come with me. So you go get the man in yellow. Or all four of us can go. Somebody should probably stay
I'll stay with her.
with her. MD, why don't you stay with Candy? And just me and Marius will go.
I mean, can you just kind of stand in the doorway and not try to not look like a guard?
Yeah. The two of you head back into the silent hall. The effects of this enchantment are interesting. It's not like it simply prevents sound from being produced in the hallway. Sound cannot enter. So even the sounds of this repeated chorus, the man rags, the faceless mask, the crone, the man rags, the faces just cuts instantly as you cross that threshold. You can still see her mouth moving. You can still see the other two clearly can hear her, even talking amongst themselves, but it's just silent for you as you make your way down to that further cell. Once again, touch the two diamonds, the bar shrinks. You're able to open the door. Much more seemingly cognizant of his surroundings, Count Lowell's inside, watches the door open, the grin on his face, swirls his hands and bows, and mouth starts running in the silence. Absolutely nothing to be heard, but strides out towards the doorway, a few times towards you.
I put like his hands behind his back like a police officer. And I'm like pushing him out here.
That's right. I don't have to look like a guard. You're our cop.
Yes, pretty much.
You take him. He doesn't really resist you. You push him somewhat confused. And as soon as you can see the other two, you can see the mouth moving the whole time he's coming out of the hall. And the second he crosses threshold, the lack of understanding of what the situation could afford.
As he rants up, I put him back in the silence. I'm standing right in the doorway.
Like I said, he is going to be very insufferable, but that is not Count Laos. So it's just an echo of him, just a part of him.
So how should I react?
And it's a loud echo.
How should I react to this? Not hate him?
I mean, you can hate him all you want, but we need him.
Well, of course.
He's...
All right.
Okay, and then I bring him back in.
There must be more to this situation than one could understand. The conceivance you have within your mind are of a matter of confusion, I believe. The seeds sown... You can ask my old associates here. Two friends of mine arrived in the perfect moment of time to have circumvented such a tragedy as this imprisonment is instilled upon me.
Okay, back in.
Get him back out here.
Hold on.
Bring him back out.
Let him breathe for a second.
Pull him back out.
Maybe I could go give him some of the meat.
I do apologize for the verbosity of my situation, but you see, as I found myself in a strange confinement of...
Stop? Can you stop talking just for a second?
I can afford a moment of silence to allow my associates some input into the conversation. I do surmise they've some to say.
Good.
But welcome once again, comrades. And again, I find myself at your request.
Cool.
Yeah.
You
Okay, and hold on,
Stop.
and that
Right.
request...
I'm gonna walk over and grab a piece of scrap metal off the ground. You see this? Don't talk unless you're holding
Don't
it.
ask him a question. Never mind opening
I
it.
can understand the rules of this.
And
It's quite
if you
simple and
talk
plain.
without holding it, you're getting shoved back in the cell.
Just
Let's
Very
do yes
agreeable,
or no
very much
questions.
agreeable. I'm
Are you holding
more
it?
than capable of... I am afraid that at this current moment I find that I am not, as it's borne aloft by you, my...
can you please?
Oh my god, this is overwhelming me.
Push him back in the
Okay.
You can't ask him any questions.
He understands. He understands. He understands completely.
No.
Every second that he's not talking, you're going to see a little -1 next to him.
We're leaving. We're leaving now. We're taking you with us. We're ready to go see the Mad Poet.
Yes, I agree. I'd very much like to be... If
can
you
let go of
would
his
please
hands.
afford me the usage of one of my appendages, I'd be able to take
He's
possession of this fine token.
You're already
we've assigned.
breaking the rules.
Hey, Reginald, let his arm go. You don't have to hold him. He's harmless.
It feels good to actually penalize him.
I can ensure
Alright,
the
fine, I'll
utmost
let
of
go.
security afforded to my allies here as in my moment of need. And he just takes it from you. Of course, yes, the rules of this new commiseration that we have declared here allow me to introduce myself to the new associates I've met that I'm unfamiliar with the acquaintance of. I am the King of Yellow. Pleasure very much indeed to find you in such circumstances. I would very much like to be quit of this place as soon as could be reasonably afforded by the circumstances of our committal. Very well.
Follow us. We're just gonna walk out.
Do the circumstances or the
We've taken care of it.
restrictions of this situation, this rule set you've constructed, allow me to respond non-verbally to these inquiries?
You can nod or shake your head.
Very well.
Oh, good.
He nods enthusiastically. The point where his hat almost like slides forward his forehead and he reaches up to catch it and straighten it back up again.
All right, let's go.
Find a great pleasure if you could lead the way to be rid once and for all of this. It's a difficult challenge. A difficult challenge indeed.
It'll make you smarter. If you can successfully do this, you'll be so much smarter. I promise you.
I think he thinks he's already the smartest.
We have to be stealthy. We gotta be quiet.
I think we can just... Silent.
Okay, so we're taking both of our new peoples back to this
Man in
dragon.
rags, the faceless mask, the crone.
She doesn't know the rules with the metal.
I don't know.
Man in rags, the faceless mask, the crone.
Yeah.
I don't think we can bring her with us. Unless she wants to come. She seems like she's cognizant. She just can't say anything else other than that.
So man in rags, the faceless mask, the crone. And then the king reaches out, puts a hand on his shoulder. My dear madame, I fear you misunderstand the rule set that my friend here has devised for us. You see, you're not holding the token. The token that allows one to be verbose with one's thoughts and emit them into the world around them to
All
share
right,
for
I'm
others
leaving.
to partake in
I
their...
just grabbed, I put my hand on the
Hold on,
back and
I
She just,
I
she
didn't
just
wanna-
looks at him. The
Good.
man in rags, the faceless mask, the crone.
Lysandra,
Just look at
do you want to go?
the man
Can
in
you
rags,
shake her?
the faceless mask, the crone.
If
That's
we just,
fine.
If we just start walking, she will follow.
Do you want to come?
The man in rags, the faceless mask, the crone.
I'm gonna like hold out my hand and just kind of slowly start stepping back, like.
And she would take it in both hands and almost pull you back
Oh.
up towards the man in rags, the faceless mask, the crone.
No, I know.
Have we forsaken the rules of this new arrangement? Are we back to casual conversation where one can speak
No,
what one
we-
thoughts have occurred?
We have not. I just kind of
Is there anything?
put the metal piece.
Okay.
Is there anything I can roll to try and figure out, or do something to figure out, like what is she? And
Man.
based off of
I
what
mean, you've gotten the role that she is an echo, and you would be
Yes.
familiar enough. You also get the sense that two here, as has been explained to you, is the King of Yellow. Both of these are just fragments of a greater whole. They are
Yes.
pieces of the mind that was left here. It seems one lesser than the other.
Right.
What an echo can be a huge spectrum of things. The three of you had met another one in the caravanserai your first time. It was that thief in the shop who could converse but seemed to have little purpose and barely even form. There's a variety of things an echo can be.
Yeah.
Something equivalent like the King of Yellow to almost a whole functional, with huge air quotes, person to the current state of Lysandro. This may be all that she is.
The way she's talking to you and trying to really tell you, it seems like she's trying to warn us or something.
I know.
It doesn't seem like she's just crazy, which she is. But again,
No,
her just being,
Oh,
I
'Cause she-
know.
she's the way her eye contact and the way she's doing things. I just don't know why I can't figure it out.
Well, I do fear that the faculties of this fair maiden you have brought alongside us here may have abandoned her entirely to have quit this place, as I too wish to follow in the footsteps of, but in a more traditional and physical, very much literal sense.
Can I give her greenie?
Sure.
I'm just gonna kind of, sort of fly on the wind, but almost like in the way that you'd offer like when they take puppies to a hospital. Like an emotion, like a therapy,
Yeah.
like kind of
Emotional
something
support
like
wizard.
it's something to focus on, and then
Greenie.
Greenie also happens to be a sort of divine creature and
He kind of looks back
has
at you
triggered many visions before, but
and then looks over towards Lysandro and then just sort of crawls out towards the end of your hand and just reaches, gripping your hands with his back legs, and well, I guess with one little clay alabaster and one hand he can reach with. Lysandro just kind of reaches out and very, very gently picks him up in both of her hands. And Greenie just sort of pats around to face her. The man in rags, the faceless mask, the crone.
he's nice, isn't he?
The man in rags, the faceless mask, the crone.
You can like pet him like this.
The man in rags, the faceless mask, the crone.
And he's really good at listening too.
You all have said that easy, and you said that I believe the tattered man, whenever you took the mask off of one of them, they looked similar to easy.
The tattered, yeah.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, it was after he was already gone. We don't. Yeah, he looked a little bit like Easy.
Okay.
I mean, different, very different.
And the fact that we've also been dealing with different time situations, this is in roughly even different dreams to different dimensions of some sort. Or even MD was with Reese.
But she didn't recognize
I'm
EZ
wondering-
like that.
No, I know, but I'm just trying to figure out.
It's not like
who
she
is it
knew
we're
it.
If
dealing
I may
with?
make a simple request, and he just kind of holds his hands out towards Cammy.
Metal.
Oh, you can have the stick.
He takes. It seems that I may be the only one under the weight of this rule that we have created here.
It's
as
because
it
you're
seems
annoying.
The rest. I do take a mild offense to such an accusation. I simply wish to share my wit with the world, to weigh in with my thoughts, the knowledge that I have accumulated over years of study and research and expertise, training under a variety of masters. And he just takes it from him.
When we get out, we'll talk some more.
We have a long trip.
We have a very serious discussion we're trying to have. Do you want to take her with us?
I mean, doesn't it sound kind of awful to leave her here?
It does.
But it's just...
But it's a fragment of who she
We
once
can't
was.
take her out of the Dreamlands anyways.
No, but
No
we
matter
could-
what we're gonna do, we're gonna be leaving her. We can take her back down to the caravanserai and leave her in the care of our esteemed friend.
we could do that.
But
That's
actually
the right.
work well
That's
for
the
them.
most right thing to do.
He'd have something to be
As
taught
long
to.
as we just get her out of here, I think. You know?
Yes.
Is she still...
You're still just looking down at Greenie in your hand, just softly
alright.
repeating
well,
her mantra.
I'll
And
guess
it's just-
take her and start ushering her out. Put
You
on-
will follow if you move her, and your new growing party here makes its way through the torture chamber to the stairwell downstairs, where, if you recall, there are 2 more figures.
Yeah,
One,
I was just thinking about that.
one of them's a poacher, the other one doesn't want to leave.
Yeah, but the one that doesn't want to leave, I would like to go over to her. She's like, we have so far gotten this one is like very calm, right? The one that like really calm, very yeah.
She is moved, but is now standing near the middle of her cell, straight up, back, very, very rigid. Hands folded with fingers lightly intertwined in front of her, almost like meditation.
As of now, we have cleared this place out. We only have so much time. You seem somewhat of a neutral party, and you can be free if you would like to join us.
I find I have little in the way of specific wants or desires. Things simply lay as they are.
Do you, the same way you were forced into this prison,
You seek to force me out.
I don't seek to force you out, but I just feel as though you don't need to stay here.
She opens her eyes and looks at you. There's little any of us need to. Even food, drink, sleep are passing causality, their consequence, death in their absence, but
What was it you were doing in your normal everyday life? You have family? Anything like that?
I feel little of that matters now.
Well, but maybe you can go and help others and be still selfless. And
Perhaps.
produce and help.
But I think I sought this, in a way. Brought it to myself.
So this is where you want to be.
I want for nothing.
I
If you think it best I leave this place, I'll not argue.
I think Marius is gonna like get a little bit tired of kind of like nothing happening. He's gonna, we're gonna open this door, and you can decide whether or not that means fate is saying you can leave. The door will be open. You can follow us out, or you can stay here.
Based off the way she is, she's not going to move. I will grab her hand and start taking her out.
If she's not going to resist, if you want to take her, she'll follow you. Like she's.
Your
come.
fate's in my hands now, I
That's your
guess.
sign.
Oh, let's
Now
go.
you have Lysandro, King of Yellow, and this woman you don't recognize.
The woman I go to her again. I'm like, if I put food in your face, will you at least chew it, or do I have to do that for you too? Is it all
Hold
based
on.
off of fate as well?
I'll not fight you
Okay.
if you wish to feed me, I will partake, as I have when my captors here brought us.
Okay, well, we are going, and we're leaving for now. And you're coming with us.
I really think this one's a waste of time.
The other one was
We can just dump her out.
not great. This person, she just seems to be...
She has no will of her own.
Exactly. But she can do that somewhere else. There's no need for her to be here.
Nobody deserves to have to stay here.
No.
It's not that she deserves, it's that she's choosing. It's her choice to stay here.
I sought knowledge, insight, I suppose, on those that I worship.
Who is it you worship?
The old ones. Beings beyond the dark tapestry, among the stars.
Good. You should go keep doing that when we get back down there.
Not a response I had anticipated.
Yeah. Just you don't need to be here in prison.
She looks almost confused at that. I think you may not understand, perhaps, the weight of this confession.
From you to me, your confession to me about
That this is not a faith that sits well with many. I was cast out of the Assyrian academies.
is it like dark magic?
Well, many think the great old ones, forces of chaos, entropy, death, they fear their power. I sought it, or at least understand it.
And then you feel as though you did too much to where now you should stay in prison and not try and get out with us?
I think I have brought my fate upon myself. Seeking to understand the elders, I have pursued knowledge that's, well, perhaps we were not meant to have.
What do we know of these academies? Have we heard of these?
Well, Osirian, she sounds like she's just talking about, like, Osirian is just a country in the world. It's actually not far from you where you're sailing now.
Yeah.
It's, just to put it in the simplest terms possible, because it's a pretty big nation that you would be at least familiar with. It's like fantasy Egypt. Like their pantheon of gods is quite literally the Egyptian pantheon. So like we're talking about like Ra and Anubis and stuff. Like they worship them directly. They are on the other side of the inner sea from.
And you're explaining geography to him.
Well, so there's just nothing. We
An Osirian academy would just be Osirian is just a nationality. It's not like that's not like an area of study.
and there's
But
nothing
the
like
old
directly alarming about
and-
what she said.
No. Well, I mean,
Our
they're worshiping great old
dealings-
ones, but
Yeah, with all our dealings in Thrushmoor and the cult and Melisson and all of that, have we heard anyone reference old ones? Or gods beyond the dark tapestry or anything like that?
not by a name like that.
I don't know how much of a historian Reginald is if he just sits there and watches Discovery Channel all the time. But, but we all know a little bit about Egypt. Do I know maybe a little bit more? Like, is there something about these old ones that I should maybe fear? Like, I mean,
Who's
like
got-
I
Is anyone at least an expert in religion?
I'm a master in religion.
Do you want to roll me a religion check then, MD?
Sure. Got 22. Out of 3.
Great old ones, as a master in religion, would very loosely refer to a. You're not even sure if it's an actual thing, like if it's a specific list of deities, like what you like Desna or Shaelin or Asmodeus, or whether it's more of just a concept. But it's a belief that isn't common or popular, and the only place you've ever heard of it is typically like literal death cults that worship these enigmatic great old ones.
after
That's all you would know with that.
Oh.
after cramming her, then talking to her a little bit, and as she's talking, I'm like, shoot, did I just release somebody that's really evil? That might.
I don't think she's evil.
She's just not okay in the head.
Yeah.
Honestly, I guess if we take her back down to the caravanserai, we leave her to her own devices, let her do what she wants to do.
A fate there would be similar to here, death eventually.
That's what I'm saying.
That's.
I am but a woman of Osiria. I paid a powerful mage to transport me here.
What were you looking for here?
Answers.
Answers to what?
Questions I never thought to ask. I wasn't brought here, I was found. Found by, well, the denizens of this place, and captured, sold, and eventually ended up here.
Right.
Oh gosh, we have a whole World War I situation. Sorry.
Without a way for me to return back to
That's-
my home plane, I don't know much of this world, or how to live in it.
You can learn. Or look for more answers to more questions you haven't asked yet.
Or also, don't do anything crazy to where we regret freeing you.
And that way next time we meet you, you can give us some answers.
I suppose if there is anything to be found.
Like I can leave you with our friend, this guy in the yellow.
He would go to open his mouth and then just
I
kind
hand him
of,
the metal piece.
he would take it. You see, this is the loss that we incur here as a group by our collective intellect by limiting who can share that which they've studied and known. I happen to be a leading expert on the great old ones and the beings beyond the dark tapestry. Those who look beyond the stars and the recesses, beyond the darkest pockets of space, beyond human conceptualization and what a normal mind can even fathom what could fit in the proper recesses of the flesh of a brain. These studies have led me a great many different places throughout the world, and eventually to my terminus at the very same caravanserai at which we first had our proper introductions.
I wonder how long he'll keep going if we just not any of us
No,
talk.
question. For you, man in yellow. Dangerous, this person. Should we fear this lady that we just freed?
I would be remiss to make a snap judgment on the assessment of her abilities and the danger she might possess to aspects of bodily or mental harm to any of the group of you, but I've seen the capabilities of a few of your friends here. They seem to be very well committed to the protection of themselves and those they find their friendship in. So I would believe that unarmed and without resources perhaps to incur any particular difficulties, that she may pose little to no immediate and particular harm to those around her, especially if you're referring to the group we currently travel with. Those outside that, perhaps, just of a standard form.
We got it.
I don't know.
We got it. Thank you.
I
Thank you.
completely zoned out.
No, I got all of it.
I just disappeared.
Yeah. We're
Oh yeah,
fine.
you're not even stupefied anymore. It's just
No,
like, no,
we're
it's like,
fine.
no,
No,
I
we're
just
all
get out of this
stupefied.
conversation.
Oh my god.
All right, we'll just have to leave her to somebody that's responsible somewhat.
We've done our part.
We've done our part.
Well, we
exactly.
haven't done
But
our
if you'd
parts.
like the chip, then perhaps does this be?
Thank you.
It's-
You're doing really good, by the way. I'm really proud of you.
It's time to go.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let's leave.
I'm just gonna kind of hover over Lysandra.
Do we need to change the prison around to where we can escape out the front?
The lever to move the hallway is in the torture chamber. So it's on your side of the prison.
Okay.
No one has been there to move it. So the doorway still leads to the hall where what's left of the staff, the denizens of Lang and that one ghoul, do still stand there. As now the 4, 5, 6, 7 of you make your way down the hall. Your numbers having almost doubled.
Do we need to check in with them before we leave?
I mean, we have to get the gate open and we just walk out the front door.
That's what we'll do.
It's way easier. Right? I mean,
One denizen you'd spoke the most with kind of looks across the group of you as you approach the corner. The same place you'd crossed past them originally. I'm unfamiliar with the deal that you made with Yathkef, but this seems a surprising release of what I imagine are not very many prisoners left on the west side of the facility.
we left you one.
I care not. I, to put this rather brusquely, simply worked here. Worked, I believe.
Oh, the prison's his again.
He may have difficulty finding more staff or restoring his reputation, the near complete loss of those he had taken stewardship of, but I do not doubt that the Yathkef will try. But I believe I speak for all of us here when it will not be a venture we remain around to participate in. I don't know the details of your dealings with Yothkef, and I do not care to ask. But the door is open. You may take what you please.
Sweet.
And so, too, shall we,
Uh-huh.
with what is left.
What?
Wait a second.
Yeah. I mean,
You know, that reminds me of something.
If I may, but a simple question. Is the western half of the prison safe? Secure as it can be for us to explore.
Yes, as of right now, the 3 demons have disappeared, so they could be back at any minute, but there's nobody else to be taking care of everything else, basically.
Disappeared.
Disappeared.
They simply left of their own volition?
We were too much for them.
I suppose not terribly different from the decision that we have made here. Very well then.
I
This
would
business
move
has been a
quickly.
pleasure. And she would motion to the rest of the denizens in the ghoul, and they would all move past you towards the western half of the prison in pursuit of, you don't know what,
other screams.
something. Leaving you with a totally open passage to the exit. And they did not deceive you. As you come around the corner and look, both the portcullis and the huge metal gate is wide open. What Yothkef thinks of that, or if he's even aware of it, unknown. He's not present that you can see. Probably still upstairs, floating over his weird rug.
This is a wildly more easily received exit than we had last time.
Oh, let's go convince
The rug. Wait a minute, there was no big music thing up there.
No.
There was not. No, it's only in the
So
torture
one
chamber.
was into music, the other one was into rugs.
Into interior decoration.
Interior
Yes.
That's
decoration.
exactly right, Brett.
You know?
Why are you talking to me like I'm dumb? This is a random bright rug, and I was
Hey,
like,
I wouldn't normally
there's nothing
interject
about-
this. I
put a
wouldn't
single
normally
rug
interject this, but he is absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Yothkef's one rug in the
Just
room
into
is
rugs.
his weird little fixation.
and the other one
He
was
just
into
sits there and he
music.
floats over it. He can't even see. He doesn't have eyes. He can't see the rug. I don't know why he enjoys it so much. He's not touching it. He's just floating over it.
How
But
does he
this,
even
that's
know
it.
it's
It's in
there?
the book.
It's
He's a
knowing
rug
that-
How does he know it's
enthusiast.
there?
Don't ask questions you don't want the
Hey.
answer to.
How does he know it's there? He can't feel like he can't see it.
It's an emotional support rug.
It's like
you know
having
it's
a
there.
lucky rock somewhere in your house.
No, it's
You
not
don't
because you could
carry it.
see that rock or touch that rock.
Yeah, but you don't. You just know it's there.
There's
No,
some-
but how does he know it's there?
No, there's something more about it. The
Schrodinger's
same
rug.
way with Marius, whenever he tried then he was able to understand the music. The music was beautiful. We hear it as ruckus. It's probably something that person does.
But in that
It's about-
situation,
That then
he
makes
both
it visually-
saw and felt.
It's about having faith
Like
that the
name
rug
one
is
where
there.
those aren't present.
It's faith that the rug is there and is making the room look better.
Yeah.
It's not. But we gotta go convince our not dragon friend to take us back to the surface.
So as you lead your new ragtag group of free folk out onto the surface of the moon, you can see, still sitting in the corral some distance away from the front door, pretty far at this point, a very, very visible purple and orange dragon with your huge carriage sat upon her back. And
Yeah. Hey. what's up?
that's it.
Yeah.
Simple enough. You make your way from the portcullis
I do have a
back
question.
onto the surface. A few steps from the door, hear a voice call down from behind you. A full-scale prison break isn't what I expected the group of you to be after. I suppose I shouldn't be terribly surprised. You turn around and see, some 25 feet up, on the roof of the prison, no one to be seen, the guard post next to you. Agul had also joined the group that were going inside.
Come on, man.
3 devils. One a bow, one an axe, one 4 arms with daggers in hand. Leaning over the rooftop, looking down at you. In the center, the axe just held up, blade down, planted on the corner of the building. I had been curious what the 4 of you were after. You were the first ones to catch my eye in all the years that we've been here running this operation. I was starting to think that our deal was pointless. And yet, here you are. Not just the first two to ever have escaped Black Shores, but also to have returned and, admittedly in an opportunistic circumstance, turned the place over and made escape with what, exactly? As far as I can tell, two nearly mindless echoes of mortal men and a woman that barely speaks. What could you see in them?
I ask myself that, honestly.
I think you're after something very, very specific for the amount of effort that you've gone through. I think that's not much of a stretch to imagine.
And your point is...
And she just kind of tilts her head to the side and gestures with her free hand. It seems clear the group of you need help. We could aid each other. The resources of Dispater are vast, near infinite, beyond what any of your minds could comprehend, even four of you together.
It's never wise to deal with devils.
I can hear you, you know.
I said it out loud.
There are some distance up above you on the rooftop here, and
Yeah.
kind of lean over and
right.
said that. I mean, they're like 25 feet up and 50,
Got it,
like
got
they're
it.
pretty far away, shouting down from the roof of the second story of this.
Your reputation of just the way you guys work is not wise.
I will admit, I've never understood the way mortals talk about devils. You speak of us as though we're mindless monsters and not, well, a power strong enough to have installed a whole nation's rulership over nigh all of the inner sea region for generations.
I've never seen you as mindless monsters. I've seen you as very devious, clever,
Opportunistic.
opportunistic, and manipulators of contracts and all kinds of things you've dealt with.
There is no place throughout the great beyond where you can find partnerships as reliable, as infallible, and as to the absolute letter of the law as the 9 layers of hell. Even Axis would be jealous of how staunchly we uphold our dealings.
I
Now-
understand, but there are people that you take advantage of with those laws. You know them better than anyone. That's why
Right,
you're able to
right,
get things done.
And you just see the archer turn and just cover her mouth and whisper something, and the axe wielder here, this giant Rinsath, just waves her off. You mistake us. Would you hold it against a lender for simply receiving the agreed upon sum of gold? Gold seems to be all you mortals think in. Just because that he lent to was in need or didn't understand the terms of the contract, that's their failing, isn't it? You four are wise enough to have found your way here to make your escape with whatever you seek of these three.
They're trying to charm us.
Let us help you.
This gotta be some kind of joke.
Come with us to Dispater. See what the Endless Maze can offer you. You seek something, that much is plain. Be much easier to find it if you don't have to rely on the words of madmen.
I would rather rely on the words of madmen than on the words of old ladies who, honestly, I want to break every bone in your body.
And she kind of points to where you had struck her a couple of times pretty well before they teleported away. The second half of your wheel is that they are still as injured as you left them. They have not medicine kits, healing magic. They clearly, all three of them took some decent wounds in that fight.
I'm gonna look at the Echo of Wows, toss him the metal piece. Hey, take the others and go meet us by the paddock.
I would inquire as to the circumstances of this situation. These devils up here upon the roof speak of a strange camber of friendship to the group of you, as if you've been introduced
Okay.
before, as if they were old allies, as if they were, well, as well associated as I were with the group of you.
Keep
Are these?
I want to grab Greenie from Lissandro as we kind of usher him
Ah,
out.
then-
You sort of shoo him away, and eventually the
How about
boop.
how about we do
really
this?
good.
I'm gonna eye contact with her. If you can beat us in a fight, I'll listen to everything you have to say and even go along with it.
Bold words and a strange challenge. I'm not one to
much
turn
so.
this down. I enjoy a good scuffle, but why? What do you hope to gain from this?
After having fought tooth and nail to get out of your clutches, why would we ever follow you anywhere?
Because it serves you. Our interests align. You are powerful. You have resources. You clearly have your own aims, and I think those may be of interest to Dispater.
We're just trying to get these guys back to one more person, get their memories back. If you really are trying to help us, couldn't we just meet our mad poet, get your memories back, and then we can talk?
I'm afraid our offer is on relatively simple terms. You come with us, we come to terms, make a deal. One that's agreeable to both parties. You'll have the resources of hell behind you for whatever it is you seek.
It's not a good resource.
Isn't it?
It's good for an entire nation.
It's a large resource.
It's a well of power beyond what you could even imagine.
No, I know, but those are not dealings with that. It's not very wise to deal with that. Especially if we're not devils.
Well, then, I suppose your counter offer is the best we're going to have, isn't it? I find that, especially among mortals, soft as their flesh is, and she hefts up her axe with 2 hands, this bluster rarely lasts at the point of a blade. And she raises it up, and the archer next to her just rolls her eyes and reaches for an arrow, and she goes to launch herself off the edge of the roof. And it's here we'll take our midstream break. We're gonna stand up, stretch our legs, grab some snacks. When we come back, well, we'll see if we can come to some kind of an agreement. One that's acceptable for both sides. Or maybe just yours. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. Everyone, feel free to stretch your legs, grab some snacks, get some drinks, hit the bathroom. You're not going to be missing anything in the meantime. If you want to, if you're looking for a way to spend the next a little brief period of time, right below the player here, right below this stream, or if you're watching this later on YouTube, it's down below either way. We got a bunch of partners. We got a bunch of cool links down there to get you fun stuff. Discount code UGT Show gives you some kind of a discount on all of them. I would like to shout out the usual recommendations of Arkenforge, the source of all of the funny memes we get to put up on screen thanks to Arcadis here. It's to drive the car in the map that he just literally made, because we didn't really have a roof of the prison. That's not really how these maps work. So since we're playing in the map making software, he literally just threw this together on the fly when I realized this was a thing that was going to happen. I have an idea, and he said, I got you. Arkenforge Easy.
Say less.
Say less, fam. And our newest partner, Easy Roller, with a huge variety of dice. You got 1,000,000 dice. You're watching a tabletop RPG stream. I know you have 1,000,000 dice. I know you want 1,000,000 more dice. They got 1,000,000,000,000,000 dice for whatever your budget is, whether you're looking to just expand your collection for something colorfully thematic for a new character idea, or to get one of those fancy sets to be a centerpiece. Discount code again, UGT showing everywhere. We'll be right back, everybody. Don't go too far. Welcome back, everybody. Boy, when we met those devil torturers, we sure had an extremely unsatisfying conclusion to that, didn't we?
Yep.
Well, good news! They didn't go particularly far.
Lucky me.
So why doesn't everybody just roll me some initiative here? You had plenty of time talking to have your weapons in your hands.
No.
You're all aware that everyone's here. Roll your initiative, and then I'll go around the table and take them and briefly reintroduce yourselves as we start this fight. Start with you!
I, Marius, the Gold Dwarf Ranger, got a 16 on die for 35.
Ooh, solid.
I'm still stupefied.
You are a little silly right now.
I am MD, the full-blooded orc rogue, who is not stupefied. I rolled a 5 on the die. For a total of 23.
That's hard.
12 lower, alright.
I'm Sully. I play Cammy, the itty-bitty gnomish witch, who's getting a little bit tired of this. I don't have any spells left, but I rolled a 30 even.
Hey, that's pretty good.
My name is Brett. I play Reginald Sagacious Fox, and who's like a detective And I rolled an 8, but with my chrono skimmer, that means I rolled a 1.
Sick. So what's your total?
19?
Oh, look, this is pretty stratified. I got a huge gap in the middle here, so let's see how many doubles I could cram in that hole. Let's see.
It's like
Fill
when
the
you get
hole.
assigned a 2v2 in a Mario Party mini game, and then we would be on a team and you guys would be on a team, based off of whatever square you're standing on at the end of that.
And
round.
we got the top screen, and they got the bottom.
Yeah.
Rinsath. 32, that's a tie, right?
Oh, I got 30 even. No, that beats
Oh,
me.
okay, well, she's definitely up here then. We'll give her the little crowny one, because she seems to be the de facto leader here. Malzus with the bow. What did you get?
23.
24.
Whoa.
I rolled a 5.
Right there, in the huge void.
Another collie.
And Isa. Ooh, Isa got a nat 1.
Oh!
Also a 24 though. So that's
So
good.
it's me.
Oh,
She
no.
If
can
I would have
see.
rolled higher. I think when we did the first encounter with them, I rolled really low too.
So Marius. As she goes to rise up, this is clear. They are more than happy to make this a fight. Well, at least Rinsath is. What do you do?
Oh, we could have just gone to the dragon and left. I'm gonna hunt prey on the archer, and we are they're more than 30 feet away, right?
They would, from you, yeah, it'd be a little more than 30 feet because they're up almost 30 feet. So you're good on the rally range.
I guess we're doing this. So I'll fire an arrow with deadly aim. Okay. All right. Okay. That's a 33.
That'll hit.
Perfect.
Nice.
Nice. And
Nice.
that's gonna be a +6. Ooh.
Nice.
Okay. Oh, wait. Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. We're off to a good
It's
start.
all once.
I was like, it sounds like a little bit of sarcastic oohing over here, but I can't tell.
23.
23 points of damage. Solid. All right, good hits.
And we'll give her one more with hunted shot for, well, 2 more shots.
2 more. The 1 more gets to be 2 more as a treat.
No. And a, probably not, but that's a 27.
27 is going to be a no.
Oh, wait, no. 29.
29 will hit, though. That's somewhere between those 2 numbers.
28 or 29. Nice.
Whoa, okay, no, that's a lot, that's even better. 17.
Ooh, solid. All right.
Good shots.
All right, these are some good shots. And
I
already
just
kind of
want to be off the moon.
already a little injured from your fight before. Well, you guys didn't do no damage to them previously. Those 2 arrows into Malzus are gonna put her bloodied. And as she goes to crest the edge here, Rinsath, axe in hand, steps off and spreads her massive wings. Huge. Raises her axe up and just floats there for a moment. Malzus, get ready! And she's going to hold.
Interesting. That makes me want to do it just to prove that I can also.
I can hold my turn too.
Proof point.
Chicken of holding your turn.
What happens if everyone holds their turn? Do we
Guys,
just
hold
is that
on.
just parley? Like,
Can we just chill for a second?
No.
Oh, that's so interesting for what I was about to do. Can I don't often hold my turn. Can I hold my turn till a trigger, basically?
you can basically step in at the end of any step of initiative.
Okay.
Okay.
So.
And then if you want to hold, because the 2 of you are holding, if you try to step in at the same time, Rinsath's going to go first because she's been holding
better
first. Okay. Because yeah, you can basically at the end of any step, you can be like, I want to go now, and then if you both go, she just beats you.
There might have been a different way to play it, but you know what? At the end of the day, they're all standing up there in a battle line.
They're all up together on the edge
At
of the
the
roof.
end of the day, I'm going to looking up at the edge of this roof. I'm going to raise my fist up to try and cast Blessed Boundary. No coming off the roof.
Okay.
I'd like for this shell to. I'd
Very,
like to place them
very
all
easily
on an
isolated,
interaction. Or on an intersection, if I may.
Oh, you want to put them on the shell?
Yes,
Okay.
because that will deal damage to them. Just in case anybody's thinking about not coming off the roof, I'll just kind of put it right there. So.
You want them to not be there anymore. Okay,
Yeah,
so they
they're
are.
gonna come forward, but there's a chance that some of them might not. So might as well just chip the damage.
They all need to save then.
Yes, it's a reflex save.
It's a reflex save. All right, I'll just go down the line. At the top with Isa,
I'm sure you made these names up.
32.
That's a success. Half
Regular
damage.
success. Next with Rinseth. That went super out of the train. I'd love to keep it because it was like a
Whoa,
19,
whoa.
but I gotta follow the laws of this land. It has to go in the tray, but if you can't see the tray.
Ha ha ha.
31.
Success. Still half damage.
And Malzus. 33. Very closely clustered rolls.
Okay. Half damage is still half damage.
Half
so
damage for everyone.
placing this just kind of basically curving on the edge of that wall there. As they intersect it, they will take half of the 78.
Half of 78? That's
I
39.
was about to say that. Don't
These
take
are
my
good
joke.
numbers.
You should have said it faster.
I'm slow.
That's okay.
That's 10.
Yeah, your
okay,
initiative
buddy. You
hasn't
take
come
it.
up yet. You can't make jokes.
I can't. I don't have the reaction.
23. Half of 23.
11.
Called comedic timing.
11.
Solid.
And that boundary will stay up. So should they remain on that intersection?
Yeah, they're in it. So they need to get out of it.
Yes.
Okay, is that 3 actions? Is that your whole?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big one.
Oh,
Okay.
it's a big one.
Okay, that's
Oh,
a
yeah.
big one.
It's a big boat.
It's a big one.
Okay, yeah. Malzus is gonna. It pushes too, because like if they fail, it literally just yeets them off the roof, right? It's like a launcher. So
Should they have failed, it would.
yeah, so the Malzus is gonna feel that, and she's just gonna take this force and kind of grit her teeth as she reaches for the arrow, and it kind of throws her arm away, and she just leaps off the edge of the roof, and her black feathery wings just spread wide with like a trace of flame as she just takes off into the air just far enough out to get a bit of distance, cantering off to the south and pulling out 2 arrows and knocking them both, aiming down towards Cammy. Ready?
Aim me down towards Cammy.
And then Rinsat's gonna step in.
Aim me down towards Cammy.
I can't do anything about it.
Dude.
And Rinsath is gonna shoot down. Beat her wings not up, but back. And then fold them back behind her and shoot like a rocket down towards Cammy. X is flying so low, sparks fly from the rocks to the surface of the moon as she swings it around, and in a second wing beat, you see this shining slice just arc up at her. And I'm gonna spend villain point, because I got 2 from Link 1429 as what I would like to call 1 insurance.
Would you say?
Yes, I would say this is gonna hurt.
Okay, well, I better try and
You say
choose.
it matters when she makes melee attack, but yeah, it doesn't do anything against this.
Oh,
Oh, no, actually, play
Is
with
this definitely just a melee attack?
Shackthug. She's fascinated with me. She attacked an ally within 30 feet of me.
So after the attack, she's fascinated with you?
Play when a foe within 30 feet makes a melee attack against another creature. So when they make an attack,
Okay. So
But-
it doesn't interrupt the attack, but then
she's fascinated
You-
with me and can't end this condition until it takes a hostile action against me or until combat ends.
Ooh, okay.
You call that a swing? Pathetic.
See if you disappear.
And so what does Fascinated do?
What is fascinating?
What does fascinated?
Oh, I'm disappearing. She swings down. I go, ah! And then she flies through.
You disappearing is perhaps going to be because the fascinated is a wacky, wild condition because it's
Fascinated.
honestly pretty ambiguous on what it does.
You're compelled to focus your attention on something. You take a -2 status penalty to perception skill checks, and you can't use actions with a concentrate check unless they or their intended consequences are related to your subject of fascination.
So if she has any like spells or anything, she cannot do. She can't focus on anything except MD. This doesn't. And she's just got a flat -2 on skill checks, period. She can attack anyone, but she's very clearly distracted. She takes a swing Cammy winks out right as this axe connects.
That was from Europe.
2d20. I'm going to take the 19
Okay.
out of that one.
So
It's going to be a 46 to hit. It's going to connect,
so,
probably.
Well, hold on, because I'm at. No, it's okay. Let me just do some math real quick. Because what's the thing that's helping? I've got bracelets on, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no, that crits. Good thing, though, that I will have a resistance.
That's good.
Equal
Resistance
to my
11,
level.
so resistance 11, then 5 more of that is going to MD. So that's a pretty good hit.
Resistance 16 total.
Cammy is cut in half.
No, minus 16.
80.
Minus 16.
Oh my god.
64. 80 points of combined slashing, spirit, and fire damage. As she transfers all the force of this dive bomb into this pivoting swing. And as it connects with Cammy, this axe arcing up, you see her disappear for a minute. Nothing but a spray of blood arcing through the air. And it hits her so hard, when you flicker back in, you're like 4 feet up in the air, just having it popped up. And at that, 2 arrows get loosed as you launch up.
Okay. That was half of my health.
Yeah.
One shot.
Yep.
With 3 systems.
So it's going to be a 40 even
Okay.
on the first arrow, and not hitting on the second arrow, like for sure. It's
So-
it's like 19. This is a massively feasted
The
family.
thing is, 40 does not crit me.
Hey, that's what them bracelets.
Just barely.
That's what we're looking for. Bracelets are doing work. They're doing the thing they're supposed to do.
Ooh.
Let me roll a bunch of dice here. Got another nice little bucket. So not a crit. It's gonna be 21 points of piercing, spirit, and fire damage as one arrow embeds with her body, as she just kind of, almost for a moment, lingering in the air at the peak of this bounce. The second one just barely glancing off. You see it glance off, this shimmer of magic, this field around her, this little shell this thing projects before she drops back on the ground on her feet. And her attention to you, Rinsath, turns towards MD and just grins. You always did react so strongly when we worked her. And brings her axe up overhead and just two-handed straight down on Cammy.
Okay.
Woo! Might miss. This may surprise you. A great axe is not agile.
Hey!
26.
That misses.
It's just staying on the
Ooh,
ground. You
that's
just barely
just within my range.
stumble out of this, and it misses.
That's my kind of number right there.
And up on the rooftop,
Oh man.
in this little boundary, she doesn't want to be in this either, really. So Isa's also gonna kind of jump, and she doesn't have any visible wings. But when she jumps, she almost just kind of slithers a bit and just floats up in the air of seemingly her own volition. Puts her hands together in 2 pairs, brings them both together, and you hear her just call out, Pila Flan! And throws out a tiny little red bead that swirls through the air before it hits the ground and just
Fireball.
with fire. Fireball.
Right.
Reflex save from everybody.
Gosh. You about
Okay.
to go down?
I've got 49 to my name.
31 total.
Boop, 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 boop. Succeeds.
Critical succeeds.
She's nope.
What'd you say?
I got
33 and the
Critically
same.
succeeds.
32.
Regular success.
30.
Fail. We found the number, everybody. Glad
There's
you rolled exactly what you rolled, MD.
Oh, yeah.
So you are going to be taking the full damage of this, Reginald, and Cammy is going
Ow.
to take half.
Ranger and Rogue thing. We're really hard to send, you and I.
I don't like fire.
Get
It's going to be
excited.
24 points of fire damage to Reginald and 12 to Cammy. And you see this fireball just blast and wash across Rinsath, this huge
24, right?
axe-wielding devil, who's now just got her feet just planted on the ground as she's shoved up into these two big swings. Absolutely unfazed. May surprise you to learn devils are immune to fire.
Wow.
But
Huh.
having had to move and cast the fireball, that's going to bring us to MD. And she's just going to smile at you with this axe. What now? Ready to accept our offer yet?
Time for a counter proposal. You're about to see how much I get worked up when I have a weapon in my hand. I'm gonna step forward. Cammy is right next to her. What's crazy about
Coughing
that?
up blood. I'm coughing up blood.
Cammy
She's flanking.
she gives me gang up.
Come at me!
She's distracted by how hard she's hitting Cammy.
No, I can take her.
So I'm gonna step up in this momentum stab thrust right up into her midriff, which is very unarmored. So
Covered that one before.
13. Yeah, it's a 35 to hit her flat-footed.
Ooh, yeah, 35 will hit her flat-footed.
Woo. 5, 10, 16, 20, 21, 22, 23, 30.
Ooh! She's
And
bloodied.
Actually, as the strike looks like it's about to go into the midriff, MD pivots it and goes straight for the arm and shears into the muscle. I'm going to debilitating strike and feeble one her.
Okay, we're getting the strats that are coming out now. Hit Cammy less hard.
Hit Cammy less hard.
That sounds great, guys. We should do that all the time.
He's like, you should really prioritize who you're hitting. I'm gonna raise my shield.
Okay,
Yeah.
Reginald.
All right, to correct something, I have my hat, my brimmed hat, which it says you're protected from mild and severe heat.
Not fireball.
Not fireball?
Fireball is
doesn't
mild
count
heat is
severe?
like it's hot outside.
It says mild and severe.
Severe heat is like it's really hot outside. There's an explosion of fire is a different. It's not
I
like
would
things
say
that do.
it's
I would say that's pretty severe.
They have that actually would have been great.
experienced it.
That would have been great when you guys first arrived in the Dreamlands. You guys were suffering from mild heat trekking through the desert. That was mild heat. You've suffered extreme cold before in the frozen city. It's environmental.
Got
Is
it.
what that is. So it's very good when it's good, but it's not so much a fireball.
Yeah. Heat and not like
I'm
fire
saying,
is not
if you
heat.
could
As
just, you know,
someone who's experienced
make it somewhat protective.
recently,
Just give me
I'd
this
say it's very severely hot.
I would describe that as severe.
What? You took 7 damage from it.
I still didn't like it.
All right, so I will devise a stratagem on the main one in the middle with the big axe.
Okay,
What's her name again? I can't remember.
that one is Rainsaf.
Runsaf. I will devise a stratagem on her, which I believe it's still free because like it was still part of this.
Yeah,
whole-
there's still free as it was last time. You haven't changed your cases yet.
Ooh, that's close. That is quite close. So 12, which would then be, it would be a 24. If I, or sorry, 34.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty
That's
good.
pretty good. That's
That's
pretty
pretty good.
He's thinking, what are you doing?
Yeah, all right. So, yeah, I will. I will go around. So basically, I'll have my staff out, and then I will run around, tumble between my friends, come up, pop up right behind her, directly behind her,
Alrighty.
and
Take a 34.
take in the 34.
34 will hit her flat-footed.
Okay. All right. So that is a decent amount. Let's see. 2d8 plus 4 plus a d6. And then plus everything else that I gotta do after this, the stratagem. All right. So that is 12, 13. Yeah, 13 plus 4. That's 17, and then that is the stratagem
3d6.
is another 10 on top of
27?
that. 27.
Sorry, I think I said Rinsath was bloodied before I was looking at Malzus. Rinsath is definitely not bloodied.
Okay. So as I tumble to get up,
She's hurt,
and
but not
take
bloody.
a big, hit her basically right in the back of the head, and then so that's just my movement and my action.
Yeah, you got one left.
I can still do my rest of my movement because I didn't do my full 25 feet.
No, well, you can't interrupt movement. So, like, you can move again. You can use your third action to just move again. if you want to. But you like when you commit to a different action, that movement's over. It's like the 3 actions is just like 3 super flexible, independent things.
Then I'll cast shield on me.
Bink.
So basically, as I hit and then throw up a shield in front of me.
Marius, as they've come closer, they're within 30 feet now, all of them. They're still about the level, the 2 are still at the level of the roof, and obviously Rinstat's on the ground.
As I have jumped to dodge back from the fireball, I'm gonna kind of tuck and roll and run a little bit further back.
How far's a little further?
Give me the full 30 feet, why not?
Alright, let's get you over here.
And just get me out of fireball distance. It's gonna separate us a little
Out of fireball distance is pretty tough, buddy. That's real far.
we don't need to be clumped. We don't need to make it
fair.
easy.
You're less together. That's
Okay.
progress.
Arrows. I'll start with another deadly aim.
You still shooting at the archer, Amalsis?
Yes. And that's gonna be a, I know this math, I don't know why I'm still doing it. 38.
38 will hit. 38 will, it hits good, but it does just hit.
This is 12, I know math. 14.
Okay. And so all of these, I haven't
Oh,
been,
wait.
That
No.
was deadly aim, right?
Oh, that was deadly aim, so,
Bonus.
20.
20, all right?
Oh, sorry, that's a little fiddly.
All of these hits, they are landing, they are hitting, but everything you've landed on them so far, these, just like it was when you fought them briefly before, they seem to be pretty resistant to just all forms of mundane damage that you've tried. These are being reduced, but not, they're mostly hitting.
Okay.
Rinsat in the front seems to be able to handle it the best.
Well, we'll still give another hunted shot. Dice, you've been doing good. I thank you for that.
He's
Let's
he's
keep it
archering,
up.
it's happening.
Alright, well,
two.
that's still 1.
That's one.
So, yeah, I know this is gonna hit. 34.
Oh yeah, that's gonna hit.
You rolled like a 3 and a 19.
Feast and famine.
Smaller.
The fate of many villain points I used. Huge number, tiny number.
11.
11. All right.
You can take
So even most of that is getting through, but not just only that's a technically correct statement that most of that is getting
Technically
through. Okie dokie. And with that, the archer does look like she's on death's door. She's resistant, but she's pretty small. She definitely looks like she is the lightest of the 3. Cammy.
Cammy kind of struggling to keep to her feet, trying her best to be as big and brave and squaring up with this big demon lady. She stands at about knee height with her as she kind of shakes her head, trying to come up with what to do next. And she says, "You know what? Maybe I owe it to you. I'm a whole lot better at enduring this stuff than I used to be," and I'm gonna grab onto her leg. This is vampiric touch. Just like a koala, I'm just gonna grip on as hard as I can.
Beautiful.
This will be a basic fortitude save.
Basic fortitude
This is going to
save.
be cast a couple levels higher than normal.
38 is just a regular success,
Just a regular
I think.
success. And that'll be 10d6 of damage. Halved, but even so.
Just 5.
And I have 5.
Or
Oh, 2s. Let's see, that's 10. That's 10, 20. That's 30. Half of 30.
15? 15 is a good number.
Ooh!
And she definitely does not resist that at all. The magic's working fine.
Alright. And then I will take half of that.
So 7?
Yes.
7 temp health.
Yay!
You have 1 action
That's
left.
what happened to me from the fireball.
Hey, you did a whole fireball with that. That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
that's pretty good. And as I'm continuing to cling on to her, gripping onto my own arms, I will lay on hands.
Wow, she's staying in.
And I'm gonna get a +2 AC, and
She's staying in.
I'm
okay.
gonna try my hardest to just kind of encumber her, like when a toddler is like holding
Yeah.
onto their dad's leg, and then you can't really move. I'm
Okay,
like,
okay. So you get, what is it at this level?
it's 30.
30.
Right?
30 health and
Yeah.
+2 AC. Just zoop.
Woo!
You are taking a big bet on Rinsath not having attack of opportunity, and it paid off.
And at the end of my turn, I'm going to catch my breath. Play at the end of your turn. Creature gains a number of temporary hit points equal to twice your level until
You have-
end of combat.
29
And a
temporary
+2
hit points
AC
right now.
bonus. Woo! Who do I think?
Whoa!
I'm gonna take this thing.
What the heck? Okay.
That's from Nebula, of course it is.
I feel like these ended up backwards.
Should've pressed the
How are you at the front? You were in the back. You were the last one to go.
Whew.
I don't know how these ended up getting swapped. But we have Rinsath first, as you just kind of hugging her, casting a bunch of spells and swelling up. Stops for a minute, still distracted by MD, looking a little bit confused. I'll admit, I'm a little bit impressed. And just pushes you off with her other leg and just swings the battle axe just in kind of like a wide chop. $33.
33.
33.
That will just hit. Just a normal
33.
hit. Oh, wait.
30.
33 with my +2 AC. Oh no, that's exactly it. I was at 31. I'd be at 33.
32 because she's enfeebled 1.
She misses.
32 because she's enfeebled 1.
I can use the reaction on my crystallized metal bands to propel a foe backwards when they miss a swing.
But you're.
No, she kicked me off.
How unfolded is that?
It says +21 to do it.
Is that the whole thing?
Yeah.
Yep. Make me an athletics check at +21.
Oh, okay. You're gonna wish you hadn't touched me! Oh my gosh.
Kick her back at the arch.
15 on the die.
36.
36.
36. As she goes to swing, she pushes you back. You have this magic, her axe connects, and you just kind of push out back at her, and magic just in a sonic boom bursts out from these bracers. And it is going to throw Reginald and Rinsath back 10 feet. Just kind
I
of
should have
in
prepared an action of going down on my hands and knees so you could like high school tripper.
as this huge devil woman just slams into you, stumbling backwards. And she looks just absolutely bewildered
Cammy's just like
by
an ape,
this.
like, ah!
Ah! She charges back over and swings again.
I dare you, I haven't even. Oh! 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 Try and hit me.
So 32 last time.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be a 41.
41.
With the not a crit.
Not a
with your
crit.
with thanks to lay on hands and enfeebled.
Mm-hmm.
This
Not a crit.
regular hit.
Regular
Love
hit.
to hear it. Well, more than
Oh,
miss.
give me.
How much damage you have?
I got myself back up to 107 hit points.
Okay.
So that's almost full.
32. 32 points of combined slashing, spirit, and fire damage. And that's all 3 of her actions there. She's just on the ground with this big hit.
After Cammy takes the damage from that too, MD's gonna flash, and there's gonna be that sense between the two of us of it's anger. It's pure unadulterated anger. And I'm gonna use my reaction, my dedication reaction. Could get 6 temp HP, but that puts me into my cathartic state for 3
Okay.
rounds. So
Because that would have whacked off her temp HP, so you can put 6 back.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'll never die.
Tanking right now. Up above, clearly kind of wounded, Malzus is staggering, and she just turns to Iza. Can you take care of him? And then draws her bow back and just releases a rapid-fire string of arrows that just blanket across the ground. And she is going to take 1 shot at everybody.
Even me, even though I'm behind her?
Even you. You're not inside. She's just spinning around, just spraying.
And she is above us.
Doing the sprinkler method.
Yeah.
So we'll just go left to right here. Reginald. Math, 37.
Yeah, that hits.
Regular hit, probably.
Yeah.
Cammy. 41.
Doesn't crit.
Regular hit. Lay on hands.
Unbreakable wall.
Lay on hands is doing so much work right now. MD. 34.
Regular hit.
Marius. 33.
Hit.
Okay, right. It's just 4 regular hits makes it really easy to roll the damage. I just have to roll the damage once because it's the same to everybody. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. And this is 3x. This is her whole turn. It's just the salvo. That's all she's got. She's just blasting.
When I started blasting.
Boop, boop. 23. Combined piercing, spirit, and fire damage.
So I take 27. 28.
28. And she takes 18. That's her whole turn. And at the end of that, we move over to Iza, who's just floating there, and looks over towards Marius. And she flies over a bit closer, hovering more directly above you. Ah, fine. Into the bubble you go. And throws her hands out. Cassomir. And you see the world around you kind of shimmer a bit as a bubble of energy appears around you and condenses. Make me a reflex save.
Come on. We can do this. We know how to jump out of things.
Come on, Mario.
She's the one that cast Fireball earlier, right?
Yes.
And a 32 was a good disconcer spell CC. This is math, I can do math.
You can do math, yeah.
Yeah, it might be the same. I just assumed they worked like PCs, but I know that's a wrong assumption to always make.
This feels like a good card, so I'm gonna save it and see what happens. So that's a 32.
32 will succeed. It critically succeeds, which means as soon
Bubbles
as this
can't hold me.
forms, you see it shoot in, and as soon as this shimmer appears, your like ghoul reflexes kick in, and you just duck almost flat to the ground and just skitter out of it, just and it just collapses on itself and disappears. You go, I tried.
You know what? I like her.
Good job.
MD. If you tried flying better, dodge maybe.
I think she's cool, man.
Deadly focused on this lady. We're going to first action ray shield. Second action, I'm gonna do that before I forget I have ray shield. It's good. So shield.
Get it out of the way now.
Shield comes up, and as the shield comes up, the knife flashes up underneath. I'm going for her other arm for a total of
Oh. No.
31 versus her flat-footed.
31 will hit her flat-footed. And only her flat-footed, but it will hit her flat-footed.
Good thing someone's flanking.
Good thing Cammy's running them hands.
12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 25. 25.
Okay.
Mixed spirit and piercing.
Now, Rensath is bloodied.
And as that one goes through, the blade is once again it's going straight for masses of muscle, make her lose her grit, make her.
I assume you
slip
just
up.
putting the enfeebled one back on.
Always. That saved her. And then it comes back out and it's gonna slash out. It's gonna be for a slash attack. 13. Which is going to be the same number.
That still hits.
Come on.
Sword swords are agile, right?
There you go. Sword swords are agile.
Yeah, it's just 4 higher. So,
That's exactly what you need.
5, 10, 15, 17, 20, 21, 28.
Ooh, okay.
You know, I'm getting a little bit jealous here, right? Focus on me.
Reginald.
All right. To start, again, analyzing the back of this lady's head that I already hit. I will devise a stratagem. See if that's going to. Oof, that is not going to.
We got 2 other theoretical targets that are just in the air.
That's true.
They'd be big flying.
So basically, as I got knocked back, I'm then just like recalibrating and rethinking. I will pull out my hand crossbow, which is, I believe, 1 action.
Yes.
And then to fire it at.
To draw it, you need to draw it and load it, which is 2 actions.
And I kept it loaded.
You can't keep crossbows loaded.
I don't need 2 actions. Yeah.
He's thinking. The curse of bows.
The curse of those things. Yeah, no, that's fine. I'll draw it, load it, and then fire up at my this. You've been attacking the angel with the.
She's got a lot of arrows
Yeah,
in
the
her
angel.
right now. Yeah, the angel.
Yeah.
Not angel, the demon. Sorry, I meant to say the falling angel. My bad. I
Cupid.
forgot a word.
It's Cupid.
Right. Probably might hit. With the hand crossbow, that is a 30.
30 hits.
Okay. And then that's not what my devisor strategy go.
Yeah, so it's your regular attack, regular damage. So yeah, no stratagem
2d6.
bonus.
Boo. Plus 4. No, 2d6 plus 2. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is that's just 7 damage.
Okay.
Boo.
It's,
Lame.
It does.
All right, so that's 2, and then I have 1 more action.
Draw, load, shoot.
Draw, load,
Shoot.
Okay, good. All right, that's fine.
Marius, you get a little crossbow bolt in their side. Marius can put a big crossbow bolt in their front.
Big arrows, big arrows. All right, deadly aim.
Ooh.
All right,
Tiny
all right.
thing.
Same thing, yeah, 38.
38 still hits.
If only I wasn't using deadly aim, then that might have critted.
And as she takes this one, she kind of like canters a bit, her wings sort of falling off balance. Vaina retributionis! And takes a hand off her bow and throws it out, and you feel exactly where your arrow hit her, a blinding sharp pain in yourself. So give me
Ow.
your damage.
Uh-oh.
That was for you.
Don't like that.
I don't know what it's actually called in Pathfinder.
It's close.
23.
23, maybe a fortitude save.
It's just not the same.
Yes.
All right. 25.
35.
20.
Wait, no, 35.
Oh, 35. 35 will absolutely. Is that with your. Oh, I guess stupefy wouldn't matter. 35 will succeed.
Oh yeah, I forgot to stupefy if that matters, but yeah.
I mean, it's going to be a success or a success
Alright,
of the
and then
stupefy.
crit success.
So, crit success?
Yep.
You
Rogue
feel it? You grit your
Renegades.
teeth? You don't care.
Did she get any of that damage? Or
She took all of it. Yeah, no, it still hit her.
Okay.
She just also tried to mirror it onto you.
All right, let's do a haunted shot for 2, but I'm gonna roll up this one. Woo! All right, that's an 18 for another double.
If another arrow's hitting her,
36.
she's going to take those, cast her hand out, and then take another arrow and turn head over heels and spiral, crashing head first into the ground in a heap. Malzus is dead.
All right, well, I'm still unsure about this, and that was still a hunted shot, so there's still another arrow. I'm gonna roll
Yeah,
it
you
anyway.
2 arrows, another one just hits her on the way down.
Yeah, so
19,
17.
18, 17.
Yeah.
No, she's just whap, whap, whap. 3 arrows and she's falling from the air. All 3 of them hitting her body as she drops.
All right, and then I'll just shift hunt prey over to the wacky witchy one.
The wacky, witchy one?
The wacky.
Yeah.
Fair enough. She tried to
Marcus,
put you in
I'm
the
on
bubble.
your team.
Different wacky with
Stop, don't.
Gammy.
I want to stay in this fight.
My little protege.
Oh, I just.
She's learning all the wrong lessons from you.
Yes.
I really want to give it to her. I just want to spite her. I kind of just want to piss her off.
God, you're doing that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a motion as if I was shooting myself in the head. That's a little left to heal.
She doesn't have to use her heals on anyone else.
That's gonna be 2d8 plus 16, so that I can stay right where I'm at.
Fear level 0.
8 plus the 16, so 24. Thank you. Back up to 92.
Doesn't stop.
And then I'm
Yes,
gonna
stop,
look her
stop.
dead in the eye as she feels a sickening prickle on the back of her spine. I need a basic will save for Needle of Vengeance.
33.
33.
Very consistently regular succeeding.
Okay, so half damage. So from now on, I'm gonna name myself believe it or not. But she will take 6 damage. Half of 12. 6. Anytime she uses a hostile action against me.
Fair enough.
Oh, and I guess I can have my temp HP.
What temp HP?
From casting a hex.
Oh, because I get hex. All right.
Can I target myself?
She feels this, but she
You cannot.
does not stop. This axe chop, you blast her back. She rushed forward. She got a hit on you. She spins the axe back around and brings it up in another, almost like a repeat of her first dive bomb, scraping the blade across the ground and chopping up at you.
Okay.
It's a 2 on the die. It's a 28.
She misses.
She misses.
And she'll take 6 damage
And
for
she's gonna take
daring
6 damage
to try.
for trying to swing at you. for the attempt. What?
I'm right here.
Why won't you go down? And she swings it again, just wheeling it overhead with a big swipe. It's 5 higher. It's a 28.
You keep missing. I'm not moving.
And then she, you just, these are just lancing across this like energy shield you have across yourself. And she pulls her axe back, looks at you, and just beats her wings hard and shoots 25 feet up into the air. Asa, kill them!
It's a total of 12 damage for her turn.
She's gonna take 12, another 6. He's just gonna look at her. What are you? I'm trying! Be the Flamine! And throws another fireball down in the middle. It's not gonna hit Reginald. He's too far away. It can't get everybody. But it will hit the other
There
3
you go,
of you.
man.
The reflex saves.
I didn't do anything, but I also
We put
not
you in the
good.
safe corner.
You should be here.
With everybody?
Yeah, not Reginald. He's too far away, but hits everyone else.
32.
What was it?
32.
Succeeds?
Absolutely not.
I don't think
That's
I'll
not
make
what's
this.
gonna get me. Not at the
That's-
end.
27.
Regular failure.
Thank you to Nebula again. This one's for you, bestie. I'm not gonna go down to a fireball after all of that. That was a 2 on the die. Now it's a 5.
Oh gosh.
That's up. That's bigger.
It's up.
That's higher.
It's higher than it was. Oh, 23.
Regular failure. It went from a critical failure to a regular failure.
That's enough.
Because
That's at the end
three
of the
lower
day.
than that would have been a critical failure.
Okay.
So you and Marius are taking the full damage of this fireball. $25 points of fire damage for each of you.
Cammy gets hit by the fireball and takes the damage. MD's gonna draw this cathartic magic, and I'm gonna use Protector Sacrifice, reduce it by 18, and then reduce it by another 5 for the ritual.
So that was the 5.
So she's gonna take 2.
She
takes 2, and you take 23.
Yes.
You're never
And,
gonna kill me! Oh
He's a-
my gosh, that's
It
awesome!
hits, and she just looks. That's all I got. Maybe try hitting them. And she's gonna fly back up to the roof, further back, perching kind of like out of sight, back further on this little extension on the top of the guard post. Now only like 12 feet across the ground, just like peering down. I don't know. You're gonna let them beat you? MD.
She's flying above me. My one weakness. Like, I have nothing. I can't.
Gnome survival engine needs more fuel. Hero point for Hyperroll.
Thank you! Thank you so much. Spark of courage. You don't scare me!
I want to.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
So the one he killed, her bow's lying on the ground, right?
It sure is.
Gonna
Yeah,
run over, drop my sword and shield
Ooh.
down next to me, grab a bow, pull an arrow out of her quiver, and just shoot.
Okay. You have, for purposes of your math, a +1 striking composite longbow.
Okay.
Is what's currently in your hands.
+1 striking. Okay.
It was shooting flaming arrows when she shot it. It will not when you shoot it. That's
It's-
property of the devil, not the bow.
It's not gonna hit. And it's a 4 on the die. But
You
It's-
take this like carved hell bow and just you try. Use a decent shot, but she's just hovering up in the air. Reginald.
All right, I will, as the one hovering up in the air, again devise a stratagem. Looking at the weak spot that you put on the back of her head. I'm pretty sure that's probably.
Didn't it last time when you rolled that?
I don't think I rolled a 13 last time. I think I rolled something else. I think I rolled a 15 or something. But that's probably not.
You taking a shot?
Experts are saying that this way.
So with the crossbow reloaded, I will take the 33. Does that hit?
She's not flat-footed anymore.
Oh, that's what it was.
But 33 will just catch.
You did
So
it.
as I
that's
saw her shoot up, eyeballing where the little weak spot on the back of the head, and I will take a shot. So that is 2d6.
Plus 3d6. You got a lot of d6s in here. Very d6 heavy environment.
Yes. That is 5, 7. 7 plus 10. That's 17. With that one. That's just one action.
Well,
No, loading and
it's a
firing?
2. You have one left.
Loading and firing, so one left. Don't know if there's going to be a big hurrah. I will, after I shot, I will then, with my left hand, swipe across like this ointment box that I have on the outside and start like putting it in my like wounds as that is my battle medicine.
Ooh, all right. You go ahead and roll out when we get to Marius here.
All right. I'm assuming I can't really see the one that went up to the roof, right? She's kind of high.
She would have greater cover. It's not so high that you can't see her, but she is like she's back from the roof for a reason. So she used the action to put a lot of stuff in between you.
I didn't like the fireball, so I'm gonna put my. Marius puts the bow kind of back on his back, and lets the ghoulishness come out a little bit more, and I'm gonna run straight toward the wall for one action, and then use wall run to run up the wall. And then I think I'm just going to end the turn with grab an edge to kind of grab it.
If you can wall run, does it say you have to grab an edge at the end?
It says...
Because you've got enough movement, if it just lets you run up a vertical surface, to absolutely get on top of this. This one's only 15 feet high. This is the guard post.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily say, like, you can make it to, like,
If
the
you,
edge.
If you
Like,
stride off the ground, you fall after taking your next action, or when your turn ends, which becomes sort of.
Yeah, you've got enough movement to get onto the roof
okay.
with an action left. Because if it was the roof or the whole building, yeah, you might need to grab the edge. But you can just run straight up there. You see he's there in front of you like...
Alright, then I pull out the rusty scimitar. I think I can quick draw that, but it's an action to transform.
Action transform it, so it's whatever
and then
you're
I'll
carrying
change
it
into
as.
the exquisite cane sword.
You pull it out and you get a cane sword
Oh
ready.
my gosh.
Okay.
Okay.
Should I do my battle medicine really quick?
Yeah,
DC.
I mean you can just roll it.
And just do it. Okay. Yeah, I passed. Cool.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Hammy.
Tell me how she's looking.
Pretty hurt. She that last crossbow will put her at death's door, but just.
Get her.
This time. I sustain my needle of vengeance.
You can't keep
just
getting away
in
with
case.
it.
And you know, I can't reach her right now, but this guy can.
You can't in every fight with Greedy T-posing his way into the sky and exploding.
Ascends. He takes to the heavens in like a black hole opening up underneath her feet. I'm going to need a basic will save.
It's fine. It's
Seen
fine.
this
It's fine.
before.
It's not our lowest save. It's fine.
Please, please.
I want a villain point just really badly.
No, don't you
But
dare.
it's so funny.
Don't you dare, don't
It's
you dare,
so
don't you dare.
funny.
What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it?
There's no way I can move this to a camera. I'm getting up. You guys are going to see that I don't have a lower half of my costume. I'm not touching it. I'm just touching the edge of the tray. I'm going to walk in front of several cameras.
Oh my gosh.
It's worth it for the payoff.
Oh my gosh. Is it? Let's go! Yes! Oh my gosh!
The one. Get her.
Let's go!
Get her.
12d6!
It is a
Spirit it. Or is it
natural
66 doubled.
One.
This is your.
Oh
She
my
critically
gosh.
fails.
6, 5.
One more, because I'll just double it.
Greedy is just
He's gonna do it again!
chosen. How is this? And he keeps getting away with it.
Woo! Oh my gosh.
I don't know if it'll kill
That's
her.
10.
It might.
27 doubled.
27 doubled?
Because he crit, right?
Yeah. I thought. I thought, okay, so.
It's 66 normally. That's 27.
She rolled really high.
Come on, man!
You got 27 on 66.
Yeah, isn't it? This is.
Yeah, I mean, you
this is
got
10.
you got it 5.
This is 10.
Crazy.
Rolled really high.
What happens to him? It's 52 damage! It's not no Yashi dies, what happens to her?
Oh my gosh! It's almost poetic at the end of the day, actually. As Greenie, slowly floats up, arms outstretched, a gentle glow emanating from his plaster hand as he slowly beckons her into his mouth, where she is engulfed and ceases to exist.
And as she's looking down, she raises her axe up, and you see her swing down into Greenie as he just swallows and just descends, shrinking back to his regular size and just landing back on Cammy's shoulders. She is just gone.
He spits out his tongue, and you get 27 points of health. Get absorbed!
You have an action left, I guess.
Oh,
I don't
man.
know what you would conceivably do with it at this point.
I mean, I had said that I sustained Needle
you
of
sustained,
Vengeance
that's
just
right.
in case. I should have
I
waited.
think that's a little gone. But up on the roof, you got a sword. What? Wait. No. Resciano. And just winks out. And with that, you have killed them. Well, the two of them most responsible, most directly responsible for your pain. The body of Malzus, the archer, still lays crumpled on the ground next to MD, her bow in his hand. And Rinsath, the barbarian, is simply gone. There's nothing left of her. Iza did the same thing she did the previous time. Not as committed to this as her allies. Simply quit the field of battle. Not willing to die here. Not today. And not like this. You were left, finally, in the almost immediate quiet of the surface of the moon, save for the almost gentle bubbling sound of that thick, black, tar-like liquid of the lake for which the prison is named. Greenie scurries back over and climbs back up on Cammy, up onto her shoulder. You see him look around, and then just kind of crawl back onto your back where he rests.
I feel so much better now.
Does that thing have a demon in it now?
I don't know.
You hear a tiny little burp come from Cammy's back.
He's gonna have terrible indigestion.
How is everybody feeling?
I kick the body in front of me as hard as I can. I just keep on kicking.
Laying on the ground, dead and broken, stuck full of Marius's arrows and a couple of Reginald's crossbow bolts. Her body, the one left you, just
It's the cathartic
flops
magic starts
on the ground.
to drain out of MD's body. He just looks around it. He like whips his, snaps his head over to Cammy. Well, that bit's done.
That actually felt amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Slightly disappointed, Marius
we did it.
sheaths the sword, takes a moment to look around, and then just jumps down and catfalls, but walks back over.
And then MD's just gonna walk over to Cammy and just scoop her up and hug her in a big old bear hug.
Yes! Oh my gosh, we did it! We did it!
Yeah, we did.
Oh my god.
Does anybody
Right.
need anything?
Off the moon.
Yes, of course.
You may need some healing and recuperation, but you're all painfully aware of the fact that you have a 15-hour flight through space to make your way back to the caravanserai in the Dreamlands deserts.
I have a question about that.
I have an answer.
Can Reginald have like a small chess, like a chess set that he has with him?
Travel chess.
You don't gotta ask
You
me,
know
man.
he
You can just
does.
call out stuff
You
like
have
that.
the
That's
perfect
fine.
man to play chess with on the flight back.
That's exactly
Wow.
what Yeah,
Oh,
100%.
That's true.
I'm 100%
You
going to challenge him.
Just repeatedly annihilate the King of Yellow at chess as he makes the most unfathomable blunders again and again and again, despite his persistent confidence that he is a master of the sport. Lysandro, as you may expect, says little save for, well, what you would expect her to say at this point. If she's capable of doing anything else, she hasn't shown it. And you have your final passenger here, saved from the prison, who does seem to be opening up a little bit. As this massive Shantak agrees to let you all aboard once again and shoots off the surface of the moon, all of you once again feeling this incredible force.
I would say before we took off, I would have reminded everybody that this was the last chance to use the bathroom. 15-hour flight. Go now before we take off.
I go pee.
You know, we fly over this too often in TTRPGs.
Yeah.
When are our bathroom breaks? Like we're
resting.
adventuring for like
Where
10
do we get
hours. Like,
toilet paper?
Guys, I'm kind of an animal. I really might just go over to a corner. Like, I am very intelligent, but at the same time, I'm
Adventurers
like,
don't use the bathroom.
as this thing glides once more through space, you're surrounded by these small, tiny specks of light, the moon fading behind you, the distant horizon of the Dreamlands far away. Gammy, for the first time, getting to experience this void, this pure, beautiful emptiness. Your third passenger, the prisoner, would start to open up a little, things becoming more real as you leave the moon, as you soar through space on the back of this creature. And give you a name, Diani Katiri. And thank you.
You're welcome.
This still doesn't feel entirely real. If that makes any sense at all.
Talking to the right people about things not feeling real.
You need not shepherd me once we've arrived at this destination. I'll find my way. Either the answers I seek or the closure of death, but I'll at least make an attempt.
what are your goals? I mean,
I don't know. I suppose my pursuits haven't changed. I came here for a reason, dedicated my life to it, sold all my worldly possessions to that mage. I have nothing. I am nothing but my knowledge. Can't go back to Assyrian, that's for sure. I don't even think I could leave this place unless you had some.
Now you can start to do that. The other prisoner we left back there would probably know, but
She looks a little puzzled at that. Then why me? It took you some effort to convince me to even stand. Why, if there were others?
win
Fate. Maybe.
something. I just didn't like her.
Maybe fate does have a tighter grip on you than you think.
Anything's possible, I suppose.
Just gotta reach out and grab it.
The flight is long. You'd been on the moon for, honestly, not much time. Maybe a couple of hours at best, and you slept much of the way over here, so the first half of the flights, you're very much awake. Taking in the sights, playing chess, passing time, but
I'm sure Cammy doesn't
I'm sure Cammy doesn't stick her head too far out the
I
window.
do throw the warning out there. By the way, there is a protective barrier. We're not, like, don't fall outside the
You
barrier.
look behind you, you see the child leash just already tied off. She's already tied up.
But eventually, in this flight, a gentle sleep would come to all of you. You would awaken not high above the surface of the Dreamlands desert. The caravanserai once more in sight. This massive beast bearing you aloft would land just where it had left before. Just where you had fought the strange creatures that had, the creature rather, that had been tracking Reginald for so long. You had begun this insane journey to the moon. And the 7 of you disembark. There's no sign of the denizens that were here when you left. Where they went, who could know? They're native to this place, so surely they have their ways, but the caravanserai seems to be empty when you arrive. The group of you make your way back into the office. You'd first met the King of Yellow. Now the 7 of you gathered around this decently sized space. You have everything you need. You have your guide. You have your gifts. You have your direction. What more is there to do than go to meet the Mad Poet? For the first time, the King of Yellow seems oddly reserved. Like now the moment is finally here, he's got every possible excuse and delay to forestall our departure to such a forsaken place as, indeed, answers can be found to a great many different questions in a myriad of places one would least expect at a casual observation. You are resourceful, reliable, intelligent, and creative sorts who need not rely upon the ostentatious whims of enigmatic figures such as this poet. You... Okay. All right. You're leaving Deanne and Lysandro at the caravanserai?
I guess so.
Yeah.
There's not really anywhere else for them to be.
Poet explains that it's going to be some walk. When you'd left, it was night here. Moon hanging high overhead, cool, and now as you've landed, awakening from your slumber, you can't even see the moon in the sky. It's the blazing hot middle of the day, as when you had first arrived. This is mild heat!
Severe heat.
Just some severe heat that I feel totally normal in.
Not bothered at all.
Yeah.
Oh man, that fireball.
Unbothered,
But
you
this
gentlemen.
is like...
It's the difference
Nope.
between standing outside in the Florida heat
Yeah.
versus opening up an oven.
This journey upon which we are about to embark forthwith is going to be one of some considerable distance and travel across myriad dunes and ditches, great expanses of forsaken and nigh infinite featureless sands to a destination far afield from perhaps even the most storied of travelers who have journeyed. Well, have no fear, have no worry, for I have prepared for such an occasion, having expected that my allies, of course, would have returned with a reasonable modicum of haste, as you so did, even with the added addendum of our slight detour to the moon. That you would require, and he reaches back behind the desk and pulls up a bunch of water skins that were, even had you had the chance to check, might have just assumed were from the denizens. Well, water skins isn't exactly right. They're gourds. Hard gourds with rubber stoppers, or like waxy, rubbery stoppers. Hands one to each of you. You take a drink of it, and it makes the heat of the desert dramatically more survivable.
Good hat.
Everyone doesn't care about mild heat now. Look at that, it's magical. How cool is that?
I still like my hat. Still a good hat.
It's still a good hat. It's still a good hat.
Cheers.
Yeah, but
Oh,
for-
guys!
Oh,
It's
insane!
so
Perfect
hot
time for
out
this.
here.
Yeah, it's all
I need a
drinkability
little
from our
drink.
nice gourds here.
Gourd.
Yeah, I got my decanter in this water back, right?
Yeah, but how long does that last?
Yes.
Oh
Compared to-
yeah. You
How-
know what we're gonna do to the boss fight next
We're
week.
gonna be so hydrated.
Hose them.
Get him.
And
How
you
long
walk.
do those gourd things last, though?
They, I'm going to go from what it says in the book. They last for about half the journey, and he has 2 for everyone.
Why did I take this hat?
No, it's It's a good
It's fine.
I look good in the hat.
It's a good. It's
I know
really
it's
good.
good.
It's very dapper. Very dapper hat.
Brett, if it makes you feel any better, you can take a whole ancestry feat for it and never use it.
You
Brad,
Look,
Brad,
you
I
can
gotta use
hold
it
on
once.
to the water as an emergency.
Oh,
And
right.
then just use your hat.
Also, if we run into somebody else.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
So I can save mine.
The journey through the desert takes
It's good.
hours. 2 and 3 and 4 pass. The king seeming to get increasingly more nervous and somehow more talkative as time passes, as if he's simply trying to fill the space, trying not to think about your eventual destination. It becomes more and more clear as another hour passes that he's a little scared of this mad poet. Perhaps you could go so far as to say terrified. He encourages you repeatedly to be polite, to be respectful, to be patient and understanding. In the court of one of the most powerful beings in all the Dreamlands. The 6th hour passes. You've walked past this mostly flat section of the desert to an area much hillier, trekking around and over massive, towering dunes. And just before you crest yet another one, walking up the somewhat comforting shade on the backside of it, the King of Yellow stops short. Well, this is it. Right. Just ahead, just across the crest of this most impressive dune. I'm sure from here that the enterprising group such as yourselves would be more than capable of finding the rest of your way to his oasis. I'll simply wait here for your return to guide you back.
Thank you.
It's come full circle, his nervousness taking his usual infinite fountain of annoying words to a much
Do we drag him
briefer
along with us?
fear.
No? Alright.
I don't think we need them for the next part.
It's more or less keeping an eye
No,
on
I
him.
guess not. We're about to get it all back.
You ready?
I kind of thought I'd be more excited.
I feel exactly the way I knew I would feel about it.
What are we gonna do once? I mean, this is kind of all we've been doing. But once we know and it's done,
What's it gonna change?
I don't know. I guess all the people it seems like we used to hang out with, we kind of killed one way or another.
Do you think we're gonna change?
I don't know.
I don't think we are. I think who we used to be, not who we are anymore, and it's not gonna come back.
You don't think it's gonna feel like us?
I don't know.
I mean, people like... This isn't what people normally do, right? You'd assume that we did something else. We went to school, had families, or...
Friends and loved ones back in the Belkson hold that Brick left forever ago to go on some journey, probably with Edelmay. Can't think of any other reason he would leave. All the memories and snippets I have, he's so honor-bound and tradition-bound. So,
Is it just gonna be a bunch of that?
it's gonna be like reading a book of somebody else's memories. Maybe it will bring back who we used to be. We won't know until we do it. In the very least, this is something easy we wanted to do.
Yeah. I guess I kind of just forgot what we were actually doing with everything else going on.
And then after this, wow, right?
I guess.
To figure
I don't
out.
really know what I'll think about anything once I know what I used to think.
Well, only one way to figure that out too.
We're all still gonna like hang out though, and right?
You mean after everything's all done? Like a retirement plan?
No, I don't know. I might be a totally different person over there.
Oh, well, we will have to tackle those questions afterwards. Whenever it happens. We gotta see what changes. We don't know yet.
We might even find Trey over there waiting for us.
Yeah.
Do you really think that?
I can hope. I'm worried about him.
When we first started this, I mean, we only have like half of the people that we first.
It's just you and me.
Could even have Easy wake up if he gets his memories, and maybe it will bring back the rest of his mind.
Yeah.
And that'll be us three. And then Trey comes back and we're all back together.
I hope so.
That's a good hope.
So as you move up and crest the hill here, an oasis comes into view on the other side. In the bright sun, a glistening pool lays in a very shallow valley between three dunes. A small wooden hut on the side of the pool. Simple scrub and short trees gathered around it. A place that you've seen before in your dreams. You've never actually traveled to until now. There's a hum in the air, reverberating around the oasis. As you approach this hut, very plain, simple, made of very flimsy slats of wood, sealed together with caked mud, sun baked into a uniform grayish brown. Unimpressive, unassuming. There's a single door, a wooden bench next to it in the front, all the windows shuttered. And as you approach the oasis and the hut, the door opens, revealing a figure standing within, looking quizzically, eyebrow raised across the group of you. On the surface, it's just a man. Olive skin with a close-shaven beard and mustache, a white turban draped around his head, with a large, pointed emblem set on its front. His clothing is a somewhat eccentric mismatch of ancient fashions from nations across the inner seas you've never been to. Very wide, heavy pants, shoes with massively curved points, a fluffed, frilled white undershirt beneath a red vest. Dozens of rings adorning his fingers, and a massive, huge, dark leather-bound tome in his arms. To any observer, he would just look like a man. But here, in this place, this is definitely the Mad Poet. And when we return next week for our chapter finale, for the end of Book 3, we will see how this chapter closes. This is an interesting one. Just conceptually, from the setup, we talked briefly about the stream before the stream with the group here. And we may in the post show as well about how different this is from our last two conclusions. The first 2 chapters of Strange Aeons had a very clear-cut antagonist. You were going after Xandalus, trying to stop him, and then you were trying to bring down Melisande, the leader of your old cult. There hasn't really been an antagonist. There's no big boss to defeat. There's no ringleader behind everything that's happened here. There's just what we're going to discover, what we're going to learn, what we're going to find about ourselves. It might be a little bit of extra interesting. Zeroka-san, you know what it is. A will and a woe. The Court of Silks. Your Grey Mother applauds you for reaching the Mad Poet. May your questions be answered. Of course, you may not always like what he gives you. Much like the rules of the Fae. No takes backsies. I know exactly what I'm going to do with these.
Oh.
Oh. Well, you gotta wait a week.
We'll find out next week. Join us
Man.
then, everybody, to see what becomes of our 2 remaining amnesiacs and their new friends.
Oh, she missed the last part. There we go.
Thank you for being here. Check out some of our partners down below the video player. Discount code UGT Show. Works on basically everything down there. Give you some kind of a discount. It's going to be it for us today. Stay safe. Stay sane.